Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you're at while you're watching this. We are Garblag Games and we're playing Monster of the Week today. I'm Aaron and I'm going to be your keeper for the first time on Garblag Games. And today's mystery is titled The Spider and the Fly. What we're going to do is we're going to go around, we're going to let all the players introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about their characters, and if they've had any recent advancements from experience points, if they would like to tell you what those are, they can. We'll start with the great Demigarblag, Ben.
Oh, yes, I am Ben. And I shall be playing Agnieszka Wisbowski, or Aggie for short, who is a spell slinger. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe she had enough XP saved up. So I have put up my weird like I needed to. But yes, now I have a weird of +3.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now
Nice.
the
Aggie's
magic is
getting weird.
unstoppable.
Here we go. All right, Leon, tell us about Billy.
Hi, I'm Leon, and I'm playing Billy the Flake. Sorry, I thought I'd send your sound off then, I didn't. Flakes are conspiracy theorists, so Billy gets a bit wild and crazy about things going on, noticing patterns in everything. But he is very, very sharp-minded. I have not yet got enough experience to get an advancement for this week, so I'm still just my very intelligent, crazy-eyed self.
Excellent. All right, over to you, Pat.
Hi, I'm playing Paz tonight, the insatiable obsessor over strange and wonderful things. She, I'm sure you all know, is a pararomantic, meaning she has an eldritch entity as a quote-unquote guide to the world of the weird. She actually has no weird herself, unlike Aggie. She's got a negative modifier to that stat. Which is weird, considering she's weird, but not in that sense. She's just your average gal who lucked into a relationship with an eldritch abomination set on completely absorbing all of sentient life on the planet Earth and beyond. So, just normal things.
Average Friday night.
Yeah.
You have a buttload of charm.
And over to the patriarch of the Anderson verse, Nye.
Hello. Yes, I'm playing Agent Anderson, who is the professional, so like a Men in Black agent kind of thing. And I did also level up, and I took another professional trait called Medic, because I thought that was appropriate after the last game that we were in. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a huge block of text, but the short answer is I can now patch people up. And it uses cool, which is my super duper great stat. Because I'm cool as a cold thing.
All right,
So
well,
cool.
that's our cast of hunters for tonight. So let's dive in. We fade up from black on a small, unassuming house in the outskirts of Newark, where a band of hunters rest after debunking a Jersey Devil sighting and capturing a small thriller killer cult. The camera closes in on a bedroom and pans by a clock which has just turned over to 3 a.m. on a chilly Wednesday in March. Agent Anderson is sleeping fitfully in the glow. Stanley, a rich baritone voice calls out, "You need to see me."
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, got it. Let me just sleep in a little bit more and then I'll come see you in a minute.
You're not really sure if you're dreaming or awake, but you see a figure start to coalesce at the foot of your bed.
Nope.
It's a tall man with dark brown hair and an easy smile. He's wearing a flannel shirt, but it's covered in blood. But a gentle, warm glow seems to light him from behind. You actually recognize this man from files up from your hunters. This is Grigori Rust, the father of Ichabod and Serrano. Do you hear me, Stanley?
Yes, I do hear he kind of sits up in his bed.
I wanted to take a moment to thank you for caring for my boys. It was my own foolishness and complacencies that started this mess that you're going to find yourself in. But you stepped in and you helped them to be strong. You helped them stay connected to their humanity. But we don't have a lot of time, Stanley.
Okay, tell me what you need.
You need to take everyone to Middleport, New York, immediately. A harbinger of doom is about to be secreted into this world. And if it escapes you, Stanley, it will be the end of both of my sons, and possibly the world. At that point, Grigori Rust starts to fade from your vision, and you startle awake, as if from a fitful nightmare.
I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's a microphone and I don't want to damage his earbuds. But okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. New York. Got it. Get down there. He's gonna get up. He's gonna. I don't know why, but I imagine his pajamas just look like his suit. Like it's just like it's like it's not his suit. Obviously, that'd be gross. But it's like it looks like he's just like, oh fuck. So, yeah. Okay.
Pajamas with a little drawn-on tie.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Very formal.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So he'll set everything up. He'll get the car packed because he knows that all of them are going to be late sleepers. But I don't know. Imagine I wake up at like 6 in the actually probably earlier than 6. But yeah. So pack everything up, and he's just gonna be like, "All right, we need to go now. Mission time. Go, 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 go. Don't make
Billy.
me fire the gun to wake you up."
Billy, you hear Agent Anderson yelling something from the other room.
Oh, stumbled up. Yeah, look at the time. Is it still 3 a.m.?
It is 3 a.m.
It's the witching hour. Ghosts. It's going to be ghosts. I'm going to scrub around and look for something anti-ghosts and be like, I don't have anything anti-ghost. I'm going to take a glass of water that I've got on my bed with me and just walk out with a glass of water because
That'll help against ghosts.
yeah, it'll probably help against ghosts. I don't know. It's too early for Billy.
Okay. Yeah. Billy, it's good to see you. Get in the car. Hey, we can get a drink on the way. You don't need to take a glass of water with you.
Okay. I'll get my
just go.
I'll
Yeah,
get my
and-
coat. I'm gonna
And
put the
get out
water
your
down
jammies.
on the
yeah,
floor.
Put on actual clothes. Yeah. You have enough time to that. Go. Right, now I've got to wake the other two up. Okay.
Agent Anderson, Ichabod's door is still closed, as is Aggie's and Paz's.
Okay. Well, probably going to save Ichabod till last because I imagine he's not going to be taking too long. We'll do Paz next. So,
Paz is awake.
Of
Hi,
course you are.
what's
Hi.
up?
Car now. We got a mission. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
It-
What should I pack?
Gonna. Is that what you sleep? I'm not going to question that. Just get dressed and.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wasn't
okay.
sleeping.
That explains
see
that.
her-
Yep.
You see her turn off a couple of objects and, just throw them in a
Yeah.
bag. She
Yeah,
flings
that's
over
good.
her shoulder and she's out. She's got her backpack. You know that she lives out of her backpack.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting towards the car.
Yep. No problem.
You
Okay.
didn't have to call her twice.
Nope. That's good to know. Right.
She
Chap,
comes
chap,
in
chap. Aggie, let's go. Mission time.
Meh.
Oh, don't me, Missy. Just come on. We gotta go.
The lamest lightning bolt ever zaps towards the door.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I'm gonna get Ichabod, and I can tell you now he's gonna want to go immediately. So just, I want you in the car by the time I'm downstairs. Okay, right. I'll go get Ichabod now.
When you open the door to Ichabod's room, you see a perfectly made bed with military corners. You could bounce a quarter off of it, and an envelope with the name Anderson on it.
Oh boy, this is okay. Yep. Open it. Have a look. What's it say?
It says, Agent Anderson, got a call last night from the home where Serrano is being cared for. They said he had some kind of fit, a bad one. I've left. I'm going to Richmond. I've got to see what's going on with my brother. Hope this doesn't leave you in a lurch. I'll call you as soon as I know more. Signed, Rust.
Okay. Well, Given what their dads told me, that probably makes sense. Okay, well, we'll pocket that for now. Aggie, you better be up, ready to go. Let's go, go, go. Slowest dragging your feet as you get out of your room. Okay. Good hustle. Let's go. Come on. Right. It's
You
Always
all-
stops in the kitchen and pulls a box of frozen waffles out of the freezer.
the car has a toaster now. Just do them in there.
Probably just going to eat them out the box, but okay.
Okay, whatever. Let's just go. Right. We're all piled up.
You pile into the Anderson mobile and you drive off in the early morning hours towards Middleport, New York. You figure you'll probably get there mid-afternoon on Thursday. So 6-8 hours. While you're driving, is there anything that you want to discuss?
Okay, so you're probably wondering why you're all here. So we just need to go over some. Yeah, we're gonna help out a fellow, one of your teammates. I may have spoken with, Russ, the Rust brothers' dad, and he said that something might be coming out in New York. Now, what is everyone's experience with demons? Because if I know the
I've been with
Rust
a few.
family, okay, well, try not to sleep with this one because I imagine it's not done nice things to the Rust family. So we don't. This is a bad one. I mean, okay, it's a double bad one. I know.
I don't always kiss and tell.
Oh, okay, well, I wasn't going to ask. Aggie,
Demons,
yeah,
I was listening.
good. Do you know anything about demons?
They're bad.
Okay, good. Leon, not Leon, Billy. Sorry, Leon. I don't know why. For you.
Oh, now I've broken character.
Oh no, the illusion.
The fourth wall lies in tatters.
Billy's just written double demon in his book and underlined it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the one that tried to eat me in that truck.
Oh yes, there was. Well, you know quite a lot about them. Well, don't worry, I've dealt with at least 3.5. I'm still not sure what that last one was, but you're in good hands. I know how to deal with these.
Okay, and I'm just writing in my
And he-
book,
and he-
how is Paz so awake? Okay, equals
There are
ghosts, question mark.
You don't want to ask. Some questions don't need answers.
I take cat naps during the day usually.
Yeah.
So you continue on. Other than a couple of stops for fast food and a few restroom breaks, you make good time and get to
And the
Middleport.
$5 tax.
You get to Middleport
Trust
around
me.
3:00 in the afternoon. The main street looks charming. It's a quaint little town nestled in upstate New York. All of the buildings are well painted. Everything is well maintained. For all of it looks like it's quite a prosperous little town. But you see no one on the streets, hardly at all. There are a couple of people. They're moving quickly. They're wearing masks, which you haven't seen for a while, and they seem to be keeping their distance from one another. Where would you like
What
to
time
go?
is this?
3:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday.
Oh, took us 12 hours to
Hmm.
get here. I guess that counts.
I sense something coming from that coffee shop over there.
Yeah, I'm getting it
it's
too.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if I can trust the three of you to go off and investigate that dangerous coffee shop, then I'm just gonna, because that was a question I was gonna ask Aaron. So, and perhaps I don't know this information. I'm happy to roll. Are they? Does the Rust family have a connection to this area, or is this unrelated to them and they just no? Like, I'm happy to roll a.
Based on what you know of Serrano and Ichabod, you know their family lived in the South, and you don't think that they've ever lived up in New York. In fact, they've lived in the Richmond area, and that's where Serrano's at right now. So
Okay.
you don't
No,
think
that's
so.
fine then. Cool. Right, I was gonna split up, but I'm not gonna do that now. So I'll go with you to the coffee shop. And Paz, you may be able to flirt with this demon now because it might be unrelated to them, and I don't care at that point. Yeah. So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll head over. To the
I was
coffee
gonna
shop.
flirt either way.
I know.
Well,
I know.
Yeah.
It's
You'd have
so
kept me in the car if you didn't know.
It's fine.
So you approach the coffee shop and there's a closed sign on the door and it's locked and it says call for food deliveries. We will not be open for at least 24 hours or until the police chief lifts the quarantine of the town.
Quarantine. Huh.
God. Okay.
Wondering what the masks were for.
Well, looks like we're going to the second funnest place in a town, the police station, because we're gonna.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm not happy about it either.
I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
Please don't set fire to any of them again. Okay, so
No promises.
Oh God. Okay, right. We're gonna head over there then. I imagine it's not too tricky.
It's not
to
far.
find.
So
Is anyone looking at us
it's-
weird for not wearing masks?
no, there are only 2 or 3 people on the street,
Okay.
and although they see you drive up, that no one seems to be paying particular attention to you. Most of the people that you do see on the street seem to be slightly worried and in a rush. If you want to get a better feel for them, you can go ahead and give me an investigate a mystery, and I might be able to give you a little bit more information on your impression of these people.
Yeah, I will do that. I'm wondering about these people.
I love the idea that that Billy never rolls a bad situation, and that's not. I'm not saying investigation is a good call, but I just like the idea that Billy never thinks anything is not a bad situation. So he has no frame of reference. It's just like, oh.
I got 11. 8 plus
Ooh.
3.
And 11. Okay, so you get to hold 2. Questions are the standard questions. What's happening here? What sort of creature are we dealing with? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go?
I'd like a what's happening here, please.
Okay, so you're looking around, and based on what you're able to observe of these people on the street, it looks like they're confused, angry, and nervous. You get the feeling that they've been told to wear these masks and go back into some form of quarantine posture, but they don't know why.
Okay. And can I just hold my other one for later?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
You do quickly realize that the police station is just a few doors down from the cafe and across the street from what looks like probably the city hall or maybe the city meeting hall.
I love these old towns. They look the same on either side of the coast.
They're very, very similar. There's one police car out front, and that's all you see.
Oh, right, guys. Do you want to just stay in the car in case there is any stuff going on, and I'll go in and just talk to them super
I
quick.
can go in with you. I'm very sociable, you know.
I'll go over to the town hall and see if there's any announcements.
Okay, Paz, you come with me. Aggie, you make sure Billy doesn't get billied.
I don't know what that means.
Hey, Stan.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So we'll pop into the police station just to see.
All right, we'll start with Agent Anderson and Paz. When you open the door, you see a couple of police officers at their desks typing away on the phones, and you see an older gentleman, probably in his early 60s, with a short cropped, snowy white beard and short hair. He's got stars on his lapels, and he seems to be directing activity. He looks up when he sees you come in. Gives you kind of a strange look. He says, "What can I do for you two?"
Well, Agent Anderson will take his badge out and flash it, but pop it back in for everyone actually reads it.
Multi-pass.
Yeah,
He goes,
exactly.
She like opens her leather jacket. There's nothing on the inside. She just does it and she closes it again.
He looks a little confused at that, but he looks back at Agent Anderson. He's like, "Did the CDC call you?"
Yeah. We're with the CDC. This here is Paz, a Oh my god, I've forgotten the word. This is out of character. A
Epidemiologist?
consultant. No, a consultant.
Ah.
Yeah, because that's a vague term that someone will believe. Paz
Uh,
consults about
I'm an
something.
expert on many things, but particularly this particular thing.
He looks, he goes, well, I'm Chief Willis, Alan Whitaker. You can call me Willis, though. Dr. Salt didn't say that she was going to have any other colleagues show up. She just got here this morning. I put her up in the town hall for now.
Well, it's how these things go. You know, bureaucracy. Somebody made a call for Dr. Saul. Somebody else made a call for us. We both end up here. You know how it goes.
Who called you?
Oh, well, I'd like to. I'm gonna have to roll a fucking manipulate someone because I'm gonna have to lie through my teeth.
Let's have it.
Okay. That's actually not a terrible roll. That's a 7. So you know, headquarters.
He looks like the kind of guy that probably normally smiles and laughs a lot, but he looks very beat up at this point. He just kind of drops his head for a second, rolls his fingers through his hair. He's like, all right, to be honest, I don't care who called you. I'm just glad to have some support here. Now, did you want to go see Dr. Salt or what do you need to do here?
Well, I was hoping that you could perhaps give us a bit more detail. All we really know about is the quarantine. Don't really know much else. You can talk about. Oh, sorry.
No, go right ahead.
Well, I was going to
Agent.
say.
I didn't get your name, Agent.
Yes. My name is Stanley Anderson, or you can call me Agent Anderson if you like. And this is.
Yeah, Paz.
Right.
It means peace.
Paz, the consultant, and Agent Anderson. All right.
Dr. Paz.
A doctor? Are you a medical doctor?
I'm the kind of doctor that isn't particularly inclined towards the healing arts, if you catch my drift.
I honestly do not, but that's all right.
I'll
get back to you. I'll get back to you in a minute. So, Agent Anderson, what is it you wanted to know?
Well, I mean, you know, if the more information you can give us on the situation, the better. All we really know is the measures taken. I guess you could say we're more in the field of dealing with the social issues when a quarantine or a disease spreads, rather than the actual disease. I imagine that's why Dr. Salt was called in. So yeah, we're just kind of wondering how you guys been doing, what steps you've been taking, all that kind of stuff. Just what's the general layout that's been going on?
All right. Yeah, sure. I can take a few minutes here. He looks over. He's like, Officer, go over to the Cantrell house and relieve Dewey over there. He's like, all right, AJ. So 2 days ago, the hardest thing I had to deal with in this town was a couple of juvenile delinquents, maybe tagging a wall or somebody getting drunk. That's it. I mean, that's the biggest crime I've had here in 5 years. And in the last 48 hours, I've had 3 people come down with some kind of mysterious illness. I've had 3 people drop dead of some kind of, I don't even know how to explain what happened to them. I got missing people over at the bed and breakfast. I called the CDC this morning or last night and to get somebody out here because I don't know what's going on, but I don't have a big enough town for people to be dropping down 6 to 10 people a day. And he looks over at you, Paz.
You made the right call. We're experts on this sort of thing.
All right. Well, so that's what's going on. I've got the Dr. Salt's got the quarantined patients and the bodies over there at the town hall, and I've got I haven't gotten out to the B&B yet, but the town doctor went out there. She doesn't think there's anything going on here. She thinks that I'm overreacting, but
What's the town
yeah.
doctor's name? I pull out I grab into my backpack and I pull out it is not a pad of paper. It's like some sort of hard surface, maybe the back of my wallet, for instance, and like a piece of loose leaf that has other things written on it. And I'm pretending like it's a professional pad of paper.
He looks at you. He's like, all right, yeah, it's Dr. Hobbs, Dr. Circe Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Yeah, she's been living in the town for about 5 years. She's difficult, but she's a good doctor. And she said that she had this all under control. But we had an argument about it last night, and I called the CDC because I think we're out of our depth.
Well, you definitely made the right call. We are the experts in this kind of thing. We have 2 other consultants going to the town hall, so hopefully they'll be able to get a word in edgewise with Dr. Salt. If you need anything, and you'll hand him a card, which is just, again, it is his number, but it's the agency, so it's just a string of numbers and like no other details. Just call it number and I'll pick up, and anything that comes up, you can call me. Paz, do you have anything else you need to ask this officer about?
No, it was quite informative, this conversation. I would very much like to speak to this Circe Hobbs.
Well, like I said, she's out at the B&B. I don't know for how long, but that's where we had 5 guys disappear out there. We still haven't found them, but oh, hey, by the way, by any chance, do either one of you speak Japanese?
Spanish and English. Little.
All right, never mind. Hey,
can I roll
please.
act? I was gonna say, can I roll act under pressure to see if Agent Anderson knows Japanese?
I've watched a few animes.
Yeah, give it to me. We'll see if you speak any level of.
Holy shit!
This is where we find out Agent Anderson speaks Japanese.
Multilingual skill.
Or you rolled Snake Eyes and we find out he's banned from Japan.
I got 2 6s. So
Jesus.
So with my +3, that's now I look stupid.
Eigo ga wakarimasu ka ne? So desu ka?
Well, I don't. I think it is just like, I don't know. I just assume he's been an agent long enough that he's probably to learn a couple of other languages.
So actually, Agent Stanley Anderson did spend some time in Japan. Okay. And you've got conversational Japanese.
Yeah. I probably couldn't do a seminar or something in Japanese, but I can talk to someone. Yes, I can speak Japanese.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one other person in town, none over at the church, and I've been able to get her to come over here, but I got somebody in the holding cells, and she looks Japanese, and she doesn't seem to speak any English. Do you mind maybe translating for me for just a couple minutes?
That is absolutely no problem. Yes. Paz, do you want to accompany me?
Say no more, of course.
Okay, then.
Okay, we will fade out there, and we will shift over to the town hall, where Billy and Aggie are walking into the town hall.
Okay, stepping up. Any signage outside?
There is a sign that says CDC temporary quarantine. If you need to speak with a doctor, come inside, turn to the immediate right, and go to the first office on the right, and someone will be with you. Do not enter the town hall meeting area.
Okay. Let's go in.
That sign's not the boss of me.
Neither am I. Okay.
So what do you guys do? What do you do? What does Aggie and Billy do?
You want to talk to a doctor?
I'm going to go in the building. I'm going to go talk to the doctor. Aggie, what if we pretend we're sick and then they'll tell us what's wrong with people.
They might, I guess. Sure.
I have the best ideas. Okay. I'm going to walk down the hall to the doctor's office.
You walk towards the office and you see an office doorbell on the outside and a sign that says "Ring for assistance."
Ring.
You wait for a couple of minutes and then you see a woman coming through a set of double doors towards you. She looks like she's probably in her mid-40s. She's got long blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. She's got dark circles under her eyes and she looks very harried. She walks up. She's also wearing a mask and a face shield and latex gloves. She goes, "I'm Dr. Veruca Salt. What can I do for you?"
Here, quick said Aggie. I changed my mind. Hello, Dr. Salt. We were called and asked to help. You've been expecting us.
Roll me and manipulate someone.
This one cool. Charm, isn't it?
Yeah,
Charm, yeah. Charm.
7.
7, okay. So she looks at you. She's like, "Did the sheriff call in extra help? You're not from the CDC."
I could be, but I'm not. No, I'm. Yep, the sheriff called. I'm a consultant, and this is my intern. Gonna gesture at Aggie.
She's awfully young to be an intern.
But too young to be a full employee. So.
All right. I suppose, yeah. I guess that makes some sort of sense. What's your qualifications? Are you a immunologist, or are you?
Data analysis.
Data analysis.
All
right. Well,
he's a data analyst. He's very, very good, but he has a number of issues.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a lot of data to be analyzed yet. There's such a small sample size. Well, all right. Let's go in the office. I'm going to get you some PPE, get you set up, and then we can go. I'll show you the ward, and we can talk about what I think. To be honest, I don't even know what I think. But she goes in. She pulls out some masks, face shields, latex gloves. She goes, "This should be enough." She goes, "I'm going to be honest with you. From what I can tell, there's no airborne or airborne pathogen. I don't even know what the vector is for this at the moment, but just come with me."
Yep, I'm gonna put my PPE on. When did all of this start happening? The sheriff was vague on the phone.
Well, according to the report he filed last night with the CDC field office, he found the initial 2 bodies about 2 days ago, and then a subsequent search of the neighborhood. He went out and did a call. Apparently, they've got some kind of online community Facebook page or something, and they tried to track down the rest of the people in town. And they found a few more couples were not answering. So we've got 6 victims at the moment, but he's still trying to track down some additional people.
Are they all couples?
They appear, well, to be honest with you, I don't know. They were all found in houses together, 2 by 2 by 2. I'm assuming they're couples, but other than the first 2, I don't actually have any biographical information on the men.
Okay, but you have cohabitation.
Yes.
You said you had no data on the men. Does that mean you have data on the women?
Well, yeah. You've got to see it before. You just need to come see what I'm talking about. It'll make more sense when you see the patients and victims. And she leads you into the ward, and it's partitioned off on 2 sides. They've got basically fake walls that they put in, probably the time that would be used for like government cubicles, so that either side of the ward is not visible to the other. And she takes you around to the left first, and you see on 3 makeshift cots 3 body bags. She goes, "These are the men." She
Right.
goes over and she zips the first one down, and she goes, "This was Bo Cantrell." And when you look down, you see a horribly desiccated corpse, rolled up almost into a fetal position, his mouth just gaping open, eyes sunken back and shriveled down as if every bit of fluid has been drained out of his body. Dr. Salt looks back at you and she goes, 2 days ago, Bo Cantrell weighed 400 pounds and was a shut-in. The woman that was found with him was a caregiver for him.
And does she look like this?
No, I'll show you what she looks like in a moment, but I thought I would show you the men first. The other 2 bodies, if you want to see them, are in very similar states of being. They were both heavy, very heavy men, but now you could pick them up with, they're 25, 30 pounds now, but I'm afraid that they would break apart. I wasn't really able to pull anything. I've pulled tissue samples from them, but there's literally not any fluid in their bodies. I've got the tissue samples. I was getting ready to send them off because
Lesions, abrasions, puncture marks.
Nothing that I can tell. They are so desiccated and so distorted that it's almost impossible. I'm going to have to get them back to a real hospital and run CT scans on them to see if we can determine anything. They're not even really human.
I would like to read a bad situation with my third eye open.
Go for it. I think it's a wonderful plan.
Probably isn't a wonderful plan, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it's this roll and sharp. I got in sharp. Oh, I've got sharp +1. I'm quite clever. So that is an 8.
All right. On an 8, you get to hold 1. So
I hold 1 and I can see invisible things.
Okay. As you look about with your third eye, you see nothing invisible about the body that you're looking down at, and as you scan around, nothing invisible within your sight line. Would you like to ask a question about a bad situation? What's the best way in or out?
I would like to ask what the best way to protect the victims would be.
So you're looking down at this, and this level of desiccation it tickles something in the back of your mind. And it's something that actually Serrano, when you guys had first started running missions together, had mentioned that he had been collecting pet spiders, and that the spiders, after they bit someone and their neurotoxins would paralyze them, they would suck all of the fluid out. That's how they ate. They liquefied everything on the inside and just drank their victim. And that's exactly what this looks like to you. So you think the best way to protect the victims is to make sure they don't get bit by whatever did this to these poor 3 bastards.
Yeah, well, I shall say to the doctor, this looks like a spider thing on a very large scale.
She looks back at you and she goes, "I'm going to be honest with you. I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm not even sure this is a disease. This may be some kind of animal attack. But it would have to be a spider the size of a Volkswagen.
Lots of smaller spiders, maybe.
Right, but I didn't see. Well, when you see the women, you'll understand why I think maybe that's not the case. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting ready to take these blood and tissue samples, drive the hell out of here, get to Buffalo, call the governor, get the National Guard in here, because I don't think we're dealing with a disease here. I think we're dealing with something completely different. But let me show you the women first, the female victims. And Dr. Salt leads you back around to the other side. And she actually seems a little buoyed by the fact that you said spider bite, because she thought she was going crazy with this assumption, but it was the only thing that seemed to fit the facts for her. And she takes you over to the first victim. She goes, "This is Gladys. She was found with Mr. Cantrell." And you see a woman laying on the bed, shivering, clearly in the thrall of a very, very serious fever. On her face, you see 6 great deep bruises around her eyes. And she goes, "Now, here." And she lifts up the bottom of her shirt a little bit, and you see this distended welt right above her sternum. And she goes, "At first, I thought this was some sort of cyst, some sort of symptom of the disease, because all of these women have it. But
No, that's an egg sac.
well," she goes, "actually, I've looked into it. There's just fluid in there, a venom. I haven't been able to identify it yet. I don't have enough equipment here, but it's spreading through their body." And then she rotates the woman a little bit onto her side, and she goes, "See these bony protrusions on either side, these 2 bony protrusions that seem to connect into her back muscles? I think something's growing here, and it's on both sides." All 3 women have exactly the same pathology. And look here, their stomachs beneath this cyst are distending and becoming almost oblong. She goes, I'm at a loss. I don't understand what's going on here, but I don't think it's a disease. Would you be willing to go back with me? I'm going to call my home office and let them know the samples that I'm taking out. And I think we need to. I think
you should
cordon
hold off
this
on
area.
sending any samples back. I mean, Dr. Shears is the expert here. I'm just an arachnologist by hobby. It's my minor.
Well, Dr. Shears, what do you think? I'm out of my depth. I'm just a immunologist.
Stroke my chin to try and look more intelligent. How many bony protrusions were coming out of the back? I feel like I already know.
It's 2 on each side.
They look like spinnerets. And I know you don't want to say it because it sounds crazy.
It sounds a bit wild.
Also, she goes, I didn't point this out. Look, I mean, their faces, the 6 deep bruises around their eyes are so off-putting. But if you actually look at their jaws are actually, it looks like they're pushing out. I think at any minute, any one of these women's jaws could simply snap.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's some kind of
snapping. I think you're looking at some kind of mutagenic thing here, because they're showing a lot of spidery manifestation. Sorry, I'm not a geneticist. I'm majoring in herpetology with a minor in arachnology, and it looks to me like whatever has infected them or done anything to them may have transmitted some kind of mutagenic substance into them.
Dr. Shears, would you agree with your associate's conclusion?
Yeah, some sort of sympathy mutation. I don't know all the ology words.
That sound like, if you're both in agreement, then that this isn't a disease, that this is some kind of spider infection, then we've got no choice. We've got to call in the big government. We've got to get boots on the ground to find out what's doing this. And she turns at that point and starts to walk away.
Doctor, wait.
What? Yes. What?
We are here with an agent.
They deal with this sort of thing
higher up the pecking order, shall we say, who has been called in to deal with this quietly. Putting boots on the ground at this juncture would be premature. I would suggest that we maintain the quarantine, maybe extend it to closing off the town. But if you've got loads of other people running around here, what you're doing is you're potentially providing an extended vector.
Oh,
Well,
maybe. Is this agent here with you?
Yeah,
Can we go speak with him?
He's over in the police station at the minute.
Oh, with Chief Whitaker?
Yeah.
Well, let's. There's nothing more I can do really here. I've got people watching them. Let's go talk to your lead agent.
yeah.
Tell him what your suspicions is, because Chief Whitaker thinks I'm crazy, and the town doctor, she absolutely thinks I'm crazy. I could use the backup on this if we can get the town cordoned off. I don't know, but let's go talk to him.
Okay. How quickly have these people been developing? Did they look like this when they came in, or has this come up since they've been here?
No.
The bruising.
When we first recovered her and Mr. Cantrell 2 days ago, or this is what I understand. I mean, the town doctor was the one who saw them then. I only got here this morning. She said that the women looked fine. And I can tell you, I've only been here for about 6 hours, but these mutations have progressed significantly in that 6 hour period. The bruising around their face has become much deeper.
Let's be honest, there are 6 bruises around their eyes, aren't there?
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't take a mathematician to realize that 6 plus 2 equals 8, which is the conventional number of eyes that a spider would have.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I don't think that this is a disease. Something is in this town. I know it sounds crazy, but
there's a lot of stuff going on at the top levels of biotech these days.
Given the speed of their decline, I think we should meet up with our associates sooner.
All right. Well, let's go back over to the police station. And at that, we will segue back to the police station as Chief Whitaker takes Agent Anderson Nye, the Japanese linguist, and Paz back to a holding cell.
Paz
where she belongs.
Dr. Paz.
I was going to say, for whatever reason, Paz just seems really excited all of a sudden. I don't know why, though. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, right.
You see, when you look into the cell, you see a young Japanese woman, probably in her early 20s. She's got long hair, classic Japanese features. She's sweating profusely, though, and she's got her hand clutched to her side. She's wearing jeans, a pair of work boots, and a t-shirt with a heavy leather jacket over it. And she looks up, and her eyes are kind of glassy and feverish.
Okay. Well, Nye, the player, doesn't know how to speak Japanese, but Agent Anderson does, because I rolled well. So, he's going to go up to her and introduce himself. Hello there.
No, name is Anderson-san.
I now regret making that roll, but whatever. Excuse me.
Oyster.
So does God.
Just show off some more then. Just, you know. Oh,
that was so literally, cool. Yes, it is. It's not actually a meaningful statement.
No, I know. I'm just teasing. Hello there, miss. Is it okay if I ask you some questions? But say that.
She groans. She's like, and back in Japanese, she goes, "What is it you want to know? Let me out of this cell. I have much work to do."
Well, I can definitely get you out the cell. Actually, sorry, I would it be all right if I Johnson had gotten in the cell, or would they have kind of given me a weird look if I said that? Because it does feel a bit weird talking.
Yeah, Chief Whitaker looks over you. He's like, she's not from town. She's not local. She's a drifter. Some people said that they'd seen her around some of the houses of the missing people. We picked her up outside of the doctor's office, clutching her side with an injury. And so she's just a person of interest. I'm not holding her for any crime. I was just waiting till the sister could get over here from the church to actually translate for me.
That's okay. Well, if you
does this all the time.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll go in the cell with her. I'll have a talk with her. I'm very well trained, so it'll be fine.
So you're all right if I need to record this though, so any witness statements are given have to be recorded. So
yeah, that's no problem whatsoever.
All right. So he pulls out his little pocket recorder and turns it on. He's like, by all means, agent. Yeah. And he opens the cell and lets you go in.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we'd have had that, like, hello, who are you? Okay, well, you'll be let go as soon as I just need to know some information. So first off, what's your name? If you could tell me that, please.
She goes, I am Imio Akumahanta.
Okay, well, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Stanley Anderson, and I work for the government, and we're just trying to work out what's going on here. And if you're related to it, and you've got nothing to worry about, okay? So the first thing I need to know is, would it be okay if I have a look at that injury? Because that looks like it hurts a lot. I actually have a little bit of medical training. I could maybe just have a look, see if it's okay.
She looks at you and she goes, what agency are you from?
Oh God, I think Aaron's the first GM to actually maybe ask these questions. Answer these questions, sorry. I am from the CDC.
There is no disease here.
Oh, well, then you've helped me. I can knock off work early. But in all seriousness, though, I would like to see that injury because I am a bit concerned. It looks like you're in a lot of pain.
Give me a manipulate roll.
Yeah, that's fine. This is where I fuck it up. Oh, yeah, that's a fuck up. That's 5. That's 6. So that's a failure.
She looks at you. Your agency cannot do anything about this. It is best if you flee. And then she just stops talking.
Ooh, okay.
Let me out of this cell and I can handle the situation.
Okay then. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. What information do you have that makes you so confident that you can handle this situation? That was a roundabout way of asking why she's so confident, but I apologize for the confidence of that.
She looks at you and she says, I was born to handle this situation and have handled many such situations throughout my life.
Oh, okay. Well,
yep. If your CDC can do nothing here, let me go and I will handle the situation. And at that, she just stops talking. She just clams up, face goes completely blank. And she just looks at you like you barely exist at all.
Oh, that's actually most interactions with other people. Okay. That's a good thing, though. Right. Okay, so he'll get up and go to the police officer. Okay, so she basically wants to be let go. From what I surmise from talking with her, she doesn't really have any connection to any of this. And the issue, and this is completely fair, I've, as I said, been in these situations a few times. It's completely understandable that a guy in a suit asking, because I asked to see her wound, she's a bit, which is totally understandable. She doesn't know me. So how about we make this arrangement, right? If she comes with us, I will, if she does anything, then obviously it's on me, and I'll, you can go to my superiors and say, hey, this guy fucked up. But that gets her off your hands, and but it also means that she's not locked up, because I know you didn't lock her up because she did anything wrong. But I can say this now. I don't think your nun friend's going to get much information ever. She seems quite resolute. I'm gonna have to manipulate someone again. I should just let past all the talking. God damn it. Okay. We have to bump. I can't bump my charm up any higher. It's as high as it'll go. Okay, well that's a 7. So
7. He's like, all right, listen. I'll release her into your custody if you take one of my officers with you, because I got to have eyes on this situation, and I'm not 100% sure that this woman is not involved. And since she's got no ID on her, doesn't speak English, I'm not, and no offense, agent or doctor, but I just met the both of you. So
no offense taken. Completely understand. I hope that you get your worst officer. I mean, best. I didn't say worst.
Entirely reasonable. Who might you have on offer to accompany us?
He goes, well,
we would want to make sure that it's somebody who wouldn't interfere with our work, of course.
Well, I'll have to call in one of my officers. They're out in the field now. So if you can come back in about 30 minutes, I'll have an officer here to escort the person of interest with you.
Yep, that is totally absolutely no problem. completely.
At that point,
reasonable.
you hear the front door of the police station open, and in walks Aggie and Billy with a woman.
These are our 2 additional consultants that we were referring to. Isn't that right?
Yes, we work for whatever organization he said.
Dr. Salt gives you an odd look. She goes, and you can see Chief Whitaker looking at Dr. Salt with a hopeful expression on his face. Dr. Salt walks in. She's like, who's in charge here of the 4 of you?
That would be this person.
Yeah, that would be me, Agent Anderson, Stanley Anderson. Shows the badge, put the badges away quickly.
And what organization are you with, Agent Anderson?
Oh, the lies are coming
You need to
together.
say
different
NSA.
branch.
Just say
I
NSA
answer.
because they never question that.
Yeah, but I just said, if I was the NSA, I would have said that to the police officer. I said I'm CDC, but I now realize you probably not said that.
Paz openly circumvents both of you trying to figure out exactly. She
Yes, please do,
circumvents the
Paz.
awkwardness. She says CDC, different branch. I've heard of you though. Great work.
Oh, okay. That's great. Listen, Sheriff, you can hear this too. And your colleagues have backed me up on this. This is not a disease. This is some kind of parasitic spider-like infection
That's
from
what I've
some
been
kind
saying.
of spider the size of like a Volkswagen. And with the CDC, I mean, we've got to send these samples off, get actual tissue analysis and genome analysis, and we've got to lock this place down, Agent Anderson.
Well, that's a lot of information to take on at once. I'm sure you understand. And he's going to right. He's going.
I mean,
to
isn't that right, Dr. Spears? That's what.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I came here for a consult after seeing the victims and what had happened to them, and we needed to pool information. I'm not sure that we actually need a full scale lockdown. I think we should be able to handle this ourselves. Gesturing.
Well, I mean, we are prepared for all eventualities. I must say, and he's going to take out a notepad, but it's similar to Paz. It's completely blank. He doesn't actually take notes with it. Giant Spider Volkswagen's a new one, and I guess yeah. Sorry.
I know how crazy that sounds. I do. I get it, but it's what the evidence has led us to. I mean, your 2 consultants backed me up on this. I mean, I thought maybe it was still some sort of disease, but they confirmed that it looked like some sort of giant spider bites.
Yeah, I can confirm that this is definitely spider-based in origin. I told Dr. Salt about my minor in arachnology.
Okay.
And so this looks like some of the creatures that I've studied in the past. It's definitely something that I think we're familiar with. And it reminds me of that time when our team was investigating the rust situation in South America.
Oh,
Right,
of
with
course.
Dr. Ichabod.
Yes. Stanley Anderson is now very much reconsidering giving you guys agent badge. Yes, just say the names of everyone. So he's gonna turn to the sheriff. He's gonna kind of do a face like, you see what I have to deal with, kind of. Wait,
And
yeah.
Chief Whitaker is his mouth is just dropped open. He's like, and you people all work for the government?
They're external consultants. we take on a lot of unique talent. And
Dr. Spears is a data analyst.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
an eccentric genius.
They are all eccentric.
I think
the thing is, oh, no apologies, Billy, you go.
Please, Agent and Dr. Shears. If I've told you once.
You're coming with doctorates after this. I didn't lie about studying to get called just my name.
Well, it would be helpful, Sheriff, if we could get some more information on where the victims were found. If this is parasitic in nature, then there must be something to do with proximity to a certain location. They could have to travel through physical means.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
your pattern recognition skills would be really handy then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because it started with the Cantrell house, as far as I could tell, and then it was almost like it leapfrogged in a straight line heading out towards the bed and breakfast. But I mean, whatever this was, skipped whole houses. It seemed to almost be targeting specific people. I mean, I hate to say this, but it almost immediately made me think that this thing was targeting big guys.
Yeah,
I don't
fat
know.
guys. Targeting big fat guys. We got that from the bodies.
So, I mean, but I guess if it's not a disease, if it's some kind of, listen, I'm not even going to say it. What do you want to do, Dr. Salt? What do you want to do, Agent Anderson? I got enough problems going on here.
I'm going to drag Stanley off to one side and have a quick
Okay.
whispered conference with him.
No problem. Yes. Hello.
Hi, Dr. Song. Huge fan of your work.
Thank you.
Huge fan of your compliment.
Right,
Dr.
Stan,
Paz,
there's
I recently graduated.
Well,
some kind of weird spidery shit going down, and we can't afford to let the CDC agent ship off those samples. And we also don't want her to call in the National Guard because that'll put loads more feet on the ground, which will provide a bigger pool. We need to keep the quarantine at the level that it's at, and we need to hit the sites. And this bed and breakfast that he just said sounds like it might be worth investigating as well before we take any further steps. I'm not used to lying this fast. That's Leo's job. I'm out of my depth.
It's okay.
Can we get to a point where I can explode something?
Aggie, it's fine. We're the shadow government. We can make all of this go away like it was nothing.
I'm just saying,
I have to make
you're
a couple
freaking lucky
calls.
that I like spiders, okay?
Well, I am very, very, very fortunate of that. However, don't worry. I can make some calls. It'll all go away. It's fine. My bigger concern is that there is somebody in the cell down or wherever, I don't know where it would be in the police building. There's someone in a cell claiming they know how to deal with this. And I didn't like the conviction. And you know my policy on other people killing things that we deal with. They either are our friends or are not our friend. So I want to kind of suss her out as well. So we're probably gonna have to take her with us.
Sure, whatever. We could
with a police
use
officer.
someone who can hand us.
Okay, you heard the second bit, yeah?
What?
With a police officer. I couldn't talk him out of any other way. We're taking a police escort.
Paz can deal with that.
Okay, well, she's not allowed to kill them. I told her not to do that after the last time. Hopefully.
How do you feel about Little Death?
You can't take their fingers. None of that shit.
That's not what that means.
Well, okay, I don't want to know. I
don't want to know.
I don't want to.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Because I was hoping that was one of you, but if it wasn't, okay, yeah, it's fine. Fine. Okay, let's go back. It's fine. Okay.
Stop
you get back
the samples.
When you get back, the chief is on the phone, and he goes, "Hold on." He hangs up. He goes, "All right, Agent Anderson, Dr. Salt, what's the CDC's plan for dealing with this?" Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want this town to be on the national news for the next week for some kind of giant spider bites.
It won't. I can promise you that. Here's what's going to happen, right? We are kind of like your frontline, on the ground kind of people. We're going to help deal with this problem. Preferably with your assistance, if you could still release the woman in the cell and she can come with us. I believe her expertise in the matter might help. Or not, because I said she was unrelated. God damn, I'm bad at lying. What I will say though is that once the situation is dealt with, to the best of our knowledge, I will be sending some additional personnel to come down and just, help you guys with getting the story sorted, doing a bit of cleanup, do all those sample testing, kind of gesturing towards Dr. Salt. They're professionals. They'll be fine. I have people. It's okay. I'll give them a ring as soon as we leave. I'll phone them up.
Dr. Salt's going to need someone in her lab as well, because the changes that are happening to the women are proceeding very quickly, and she may require assistance if they wake up and are confused.
They'll go. It's okay. We'll deal with them once we've dealt
From
with
the police, maybe someone with a gun or
okay.
some sedatives.
Aggie,
The chief looks at you and goes like, I'm not shooting down 6 towns.
No.
I don't.
She,
what is the CDC implying here?
It's that young people speak. Gun means, hip. I'm gonna have to lie again. Why am I the one talking?
When I say shoot, I mean
think
shoot them up
Aggie meant
with
tranquilizing
sedatives,
guns, sedatives, stuff to make sure that things don't get. Yeah, no, we're not talking about murder. That's not what
no.
we're
Have you got
interested in.
anything for like coyotes or
We're in the business
bears?
of keeping people alive and analyzing data.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You want to take the Japanese prisoner and go check out the houses and the bed and breakfast? Yes.
Yeah, that is what we want to do. If we could do
All right.
that would be preferable.
I want to keep this quiet as possible. Dr. Salt, let these agents do their work. If by tomorrow morning this isn't all settled, we can blow the lid off it at that point.
Completely agreed.
Let's do that. And he goes, that was on the phone. That was Officer Annie Hart. She's going to meet you at the Cantrell house with the Japanese prisoner.
Perfect.
Dr. Salt, please just take care of the victims of the town. I'm going to hold down the fort here. If you need anything, Agent Anderson, or your team needs anything, please reach back to me.
Absolutely no problem.
If I may, you're going to have some agents, some officers accompany Dr. Salt, right? With tranquilizers, maybe, if you have any.
Yeah. I'll get one of my other guys. I'll get him to head over to the town hall to help administer
from what my
tranquilizers.
associates mentioned, there might be some, safety issues that she may need assistance.
Giant spiders. I got you.
It's
okay.
I'm here to ascertain the validity and verisimilitude of the situation. So yeah,
it's adorable that you guys don't think these officers are not just gonna get turned into dog food the minute those women fully transform. We've all seen Alien, or I should say Aliens. We know what happens.
They're being thrown in front of the doctor so that we can get her out so that she can actually do the science bits.
You're implying that Paz gives a shit about cops.
Oh, no, I know. I just love the fact that, sounds like at least in 2, like they'll definitely be able to do something. Okay, yeah. So we'll pile in to the Stamobile.
FYI, thanks Captain Carrion for giving Nye a reroll, and Roger, thank you for giving me an opportunity to make their lives a little more difficult as we move
damn
forward.
It, Raj.
Well,
I can't actually watch Twitch at the minute, so I don't know what's going on.
That's the plus side. Every time, I don't think it's every failure, but the storyteller gets to hold hard moves, which are basically just reroll. Like they're just fuck you rerolls. They're just like, well, hard move, you trip, and the spider monster chews your head off. Oh,
that's a shame.
Yeah.
Ouch. But Officer Hart walks in. She's in her mid-30s. She's a stocky woman with a no-nonsense look on her face. She's got a shotgun and her service revolver on the side. She walks up to the chief. So I'm babysitting the Japanese woman and a bunch of CDC agents. All right. She goes back to the cell.
That's what you're doing. Yeah.
And when you get back there, you see that the Japanese woman has actually passed out, and her fever is even higher.
I'm a doctor. Let me investigate her.
I'm a doctor too.
You're a doctor of data
doctor.
science.
Paz, you sure you don't want someone with medical knowledge?
No.
Okay.
I just want to look at her.
So the officer and the police chiefs take a step back. He's like, all right, Dr. Paz, Dr. Shears.
All
What do you
right,
do?
I'm gonna look at a bad situation. Ooh, we're
All
off
right.
to a really bad start. Ooh, even worse. Oh shit. I rolled a
Well, that's lots of
fucking
experience
four.
for you.
Okay. So, Paz, you look down at her and you think she's got to be transforming. I mean, she's got a high fever, so she
Whoa.
doesn't seem to have all the other symptoms, but maybe she's just in the early stages. Does Billy want to try to read a bad situation?
Can I investigate a mystery and try and
You-
look her over to
you-
see if there's anything?
I would
Smack.
point out early stages of whatever seems to be going on here is my professional opinion.
11 again.
An 11. All
I'm
right.
very
So,
sharp.
what do you want to know?
I would
Hold
like
two.
to know what page I'm on. Here we go.
So your questions are: what happened here? What
yes.
sort of creature is it?
Okay, so what is being concealed here? Is there anything hidden on her body, markings-wise, like
When you look
injuries?
over her body, looking for injuries, you see her injury, and it looks like really deep claw marks along her side, but you don't see anything similar to the bite mark or the cyst-like protuberance that you saw on the women's body in the infirmary, or the makeshift infirmary in the town hall. You also do notice, though, that she's got hundreds of old scars crisscrossing her arms, her chest, her back, her legs. Some look like bullet marks, some look like bite marks, some look like claw marks, but they're real old. Over time, well, some are really old and some are fresher, like she's been going through the meat grinder for almost her entire life.
Oh, okay.
Does this look like anyone else I've met in my monster hunting career?
She looks almost as beat up as Ichabod.
Yeah,
does.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Okay, cool. I'll
Can,
have that as
can
my
I
second
can I
question.
actually roll to see if I can patch her up? I do have this shiny new medic.
Yeah,
spell.
go for it. I like it.
I just like that. Do the very
Snake
good,
eyes, snake
okay, yeah.
eyes, snake eyes.
Actually, I
And
do
she
an
does.
additional point of harm if I fail. That's
Oh,
the specifics.
no.
Yeah. Oh, you beauty. That's a 12. And it's on
Oh
cool.
fuck.
So
Nice.
I'll read it out in full. You have a full first aid kit and the training to heal people. When you do first aid, which, fun fact, is a thing we've all been able to do, but we've
Oh
just
yeah.
never
done it.
bothered. Nope. Roll plus cool. On a 10 plus, the patient is stabilized and healed on of 2 harm. And then the other ones are just like
Okay.
7 and 9 is 2 harm, or stabilized, and then misses, you hurt them further.
So, you bandage her up. You put some ointment in the claw marks. You do a little bit of basic suturing so they're not bleeding as profusely. You give her a little bit of fluid through an IV, and her breathing starts to normalize.
Mhm.
Her eyes flutter. She wakes up, but she looks very weak.
Yeah.
And in Japanese, he just says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. Turn to the mass of people and go, we'll leave her here. The people that will come, my people, they'll also talk to her along with all the other stuff. And internally in his head, he's just kind of sitting to himself going, oh, they are going to be so pissed with me. I've got like 8 different forms they've got to fill out after all this. Oh, well. So yeah, let's get to the bed and breakfast. We will not need the police escort now because the person we were taking is going to stay here.
Sounds good. Well, I'll send Annie off with Dr. Sultan. But Billy, you've got one other question if you want to ask it now.
Don't know that I've got anything that would suit that situation.
Okay. Okay, so you can hold on to it if you want.
Yeah.
Or probably, yeah, please save that, Billy, for when it's like you're at the house, it looks nice and normal, and then you go, well, does it look bad? Yes, it's terrible, run.
Mr. Anderson, if you wouldn't mind translating, you might want to ask her a question or two.
Ooh, sure. I don't know how like awake she's gonna be, but they're quick questions, yeah?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Is
Yeah, then
she
we can-
awake enough to answer questions?
Her eyes are, she seems slightly with it. I mean, you can ask.
So my
Yeah,
partner in crime here.
Yeah.
Previously, and this is the tone she's using. She's not expecting necessarily this all to translate perfectly, but my friend asked you some questions earlier. And rest assured, we mean no harm, and we simply mean to do as best we can given this situation. What exactly are we looking at here? If what you said to my associate was true, that this isn't a disease, what should we expect? And how do you figure into this? Because I haven't quite parsed it.
She looks at you with flutters her eyes shut for a second, and then in a very, very quiet sigh, she goes, "Who do you serve?"
Not-
Anderson's gonna like hiss through his teeth.
Not the thing that's doing this.
Give me a manipulate roll. It should be in your wheelhouse.
It should be. I rolled really poorly, actually. I got a 6, but I got a +3 to charm, so
Okay,
it's
so
a 9.
9.
A 9.
And then
She
Nye
goes-
has to
she
roll
looks
one
at you
for
and
the
she goes,
translation.
No, fuck off, Billy. Fuck off. I'm just translated. She's the one that has to do all like the face stuff. Like
She puts a weak hand on your forearm. She looks up at you. She just says one word, Jorogumo.
yeah, again. Oh,
I was thinking that.
yeah, I was as well. I'm glad. It's
Actually, I
not
was thinking Tsuchiguro, but, you know.
or an incubus. I've had to deal with both of those.
Oh, I've
That's a story.
dealt with
That's
many.
a
We'll deal
story
with
for another day. Story for another day, Pat.
And her hand
I
slides
pat
off
her on
of
the
your
back
arm.
and I say, the domo arigato.
Excellent. Okay. Let's go then, because I'm now super on edge about this, but we're all good.
Okay. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening.
Nighttime's coming.
As you head out towards the Middleport bed and breakfast, you pull up. It's a beautiful old house on a couple of acres. It's a 2-story, done up in a mix of mid-century and Victorian architecture. There's obviously been add-ons here and there. It's got a beautiful big front porch with stairs leading up to double doors.
Okay. So, kids, the game plan is, yes, I can see you, Paz. We can try and talk to it, but in my experience, anything with more than 4 legs tends to not be the most cooperative. But maybe that's just me.
That's so bigoted.
Well,
I've had such great times with.
I'm
Paz,
people of
you
all
never
things.
met Cyrano. This is a fucked up demon.
it's
I mean, probably.
Not in like a cool way either.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
The dude
I-
used to vomit spiders on people, and he was the nice one.
yeah, it's fine. We can have a talk with whoever's going to talk, but also, I'm taking the assault rifle with me, just as a precaution, okay? Because I'm
For
not.
what it's worth, Agent
not eating
Anderson,
spiders
now that
again.
we're away from the police and the agents, it looks like it's jumping from body to body, possessing the women, draining these big fat guys to death,
Yeah,
and then using that to power the mutation of the women into some kind of spider demon
so
minion things.
yeah, so a Friday, yeah, or
Yeah,
Thursday,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
that's
Sounds
yeah.
great.
I'm prepared to jump ahead here and say that the bed and breakfast is just going to be ground zero for awfulness.
You don't. Sorry, I don't mean to be sarcastic, Aggie, but you don't say.
I can't wait to
Oh.
see the doctor that they put here. She's probably like halfway through her transformation, totally down to like eat us
Oh,
and shit.
God.
Like, right?
You know,
That's
I have
what we're
never
gonna
thought
expect.
that we needed Leopold quite as much as we did today.
Well, I've got a gun.
Yeah,
Leopold's
I know,
got like a sword and
But
shit,
you make
right?
me and Billy talk to people.
Yeah, I'm
Look,
very
people don't
lusty.
generally want to talk to me on account of I'm pretty asocial. I'm not gonna
Eh,
lie.
Look, I'll get you the badges soon, guys. Okay, and then you can do all the talking.
I thought you
for
already
me.
gave
I'm-
me a badge.
As you're chatting there at the bottom of the stairs, the double doors open and you see two women
Hard.
come out.
Oh,
A
dear.
kindly looking woman in her mid 50s with auburn hair streaked with gray. She's wearing a pair of jeans and a t-shirt that says Middleport Bed and Breakfast on it. And standing next to her is a shorter woman, about 5 feet tall, with black hair pulled back in a bun. She's got a very, very kind features. She's wearing a doctor's lab coat, so you assume this is the town doctor, and she appears to be about 5 months pregnant.
Oh, that's lovely. Internally screaming. Okay, so
What was
Hi
the
there.
doctor's name again? I totally wrote it down.
Dr.
Cicely-
Circe Hobbs.
Circe.
Hobbs. That's it. Thank you.
Hello there. It's nice to meet you. Where with the? I can lie again without.
We
any
are with the
consequence.
CDC. I'm
Oh,
Dr.
goddammit.
Paz. These are my associates. And I hear that one of you is Dr. Hobbs, I'm assuming.
The woman looks at you and she goes, I'm Dr. Hobbs. So obviously, Chief Whittaker called in the reinforcements. I think
Of
this is
course.
Hey, look,
completely over. This isn't a disease even. I'm telling you, it's something.
Hey, we
it's-
agree with you. We agree
Hey,
with you.
yeah,
We
we
had to
don't wanna
stop
be
them from
here.
calling in the National Guard
Yeah.
and like state police and troopers
Oh,
and
thank
lockdown
God.
Definitely no
patrols.
aerial
and-
vector.
Thank
Yeah.
God. Do you know how embarrassing it would be? What social media would do to our beautiful little town? Oh,
Well, exactly.
Exactly.
So we just here to sort of
MySpace,
take a look
ugh.
around and
sure. This is Alice. Alice Ramsey. She owns the bed and breakfast. I was out here looking at all of her guests. None of them seem to have any sort of infection or bites or anything at all.
Of
They're
course.
all perfectly fine.
You,
And then Alice chimes in. She goes, "Well, except for those 5 missing men, they're not.
I was gonna
they're
say.
not fine."
no,
The
of
5,
course
and
not.
there were men? That's
Well,
new.
yeah, we completely see where you're coming from. You do have to recognize that if it's already, can we come in? It's just because if we go now,
absolutely,
yeah, well,
absolutely.
I've got to do a shit ton of paperwork if we go now. If I get some statements, I can go in, I can smooth over any ruffled feathers at the agency. It'll be, the CDC headquarters. It'll
And-
be fine, yeah.
Alice links her arm in your arm and pats your forearm. And as you walk in, she's like, "It's so good to have respectful government people on the property."
Again,
She goes, "I've got a dining room. We can come and sit down. Doctor, please come. You can tell them what you found."
that
With
sounds
pleasure.
great.
Billy's going to look
Is
behind
it
us to look
only
for the
Anderson
respectable looking
that's got-
government.
No, she invites everyone into the dining room.
Oh no, but I meant like she's locked. She's got.
Oh,
her
yeah,
arm-
she's locked.
yeah,
Just
okay,
your arm. She's
cool. That's fine. I'm more worried about Billy and Aggie. Paz, I know is fine, but I just, I'm worried. But actually, no, Aggie's fine. It's just Billy, I guess.
And she leads you into her dining room and she goes, Would anyone like any tea or cookies? Lunch is already passed. I also, in addition to a very nice breakfast spread, I do provide lunch and dinner to all of my guests as well.
Oh, we couldn't impose.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
would be honored to have whatever you would serve me.
Oh, well,
Absolutely.
Anything at all.
okay,
She
well, I
goes
don't
like,
impose.
Well, that's wonderful because I've got a batch of chocolate chip cookies that are just coming out of the oven. You all sit down at the table and I'll bring out a coffee service and some cookies. And you see Dr. Hobbs just sits down, puts her hand on her forehead, rubbing it. You see a vein just beginning to throb. She's like,
Oh,
Alice is a lovely woman. She
Oh.
means well, but she may very well talk you to death.
hey,
Don't worry.
It's all good. Don't worry. Lots of relatives like that, so I feel right at home.
She
don't-
seems practically grandmotherly.
She's a sweet woman. She's a very sweet. She's like a grandmother to half the kids in this town. I think every one of them have spent their prom night in her B&B. But the 5 people the 5 men that are missing, they were part of actually a wedding party that's staying here.
Oh.
It's a groom and his groomsmen. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think they took off a couple of nights ago for a stag night. Went to another, and there's some towns around here that are a little racier than Middleport. And if anything, they're in a drunk tank somewhere sleeping it off. But that's just my opinion.
No, it's important to note down. Yeah, writing giant.
We do,
spelling
yeah.
giant.
I mean, like, look, for the purposes of completion, do you happen to know the bride's name by chance and where she was living and other information about her?
Oh no! I mean, I examined the bride and the bridal party, but none of them showed any symptoms other than being terrified and confused. And they're almost to the point now where they can file missing persons reports. It's almost been a full 48 hours.
Of course.
And the groom was safe and sound and everything fine?
I didn't find any indication of any kind of infection or any kind of disease here among anyone. Not Alice, not any of the guests.
Well, it's
So the bride and groom are safe. Sorry.
The groom,
I'll
no,
let
the
my
groom is
sisters-
gone. The groom is out with the groomsmen somewhere, but
well,
That's what I was
what could probably help is would it be all right if you gave a description of the groom and the gentleman missing? Just we can maybe get a missing persons report. We could help with that process.
to be honest with you, I didn't ask, since they weren't here and I didn't have to examine them. I mean, I just heard through Alice that they had disappeared a couple nights ago.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's no problem. Yeah.
Well, if you're all right, I've been on my feet for about 12 hours today.
Of course, yeah.
She rubs her stomach. She's like, I'm gonna head back to my office and file some reports, and then get back at it early in the morning. So here's my card. If you've got any more questions, I try not to answer the phone after 6 unless it's really an emergency. So please, under the circumstances.
Does the card have her address written on it?
It has the address of her office, yes,
Mhm.
and the phone number of the doctor's office and her cell phone.
No problem.
Do you live in town?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a house. It's a little ways out of town, but my office is right down in town.
Hey, it's okay, Paz. Let's let the obviously expecting mother just
No,
rest.
of course,
Yeah,
of course.
it's of course,
Look,
yeah.
I am not one to, waylay situations.
Of course, yeah. No,
She-
respect the work hustle. Respect it. I do.
She reaches out her hand to shake your hand, Paz. She goes, I hope you definitely stop by my office before you all leave town.
I would love to.
And she puts one hand on her lower back and walks out the door, right as Alice is coming in with some hot chocolate chip cookies and a pot of coffee.
May I linger eyewise
Absolutely.
on the doctor who was leaving and maybe try to assess what's going on there?
Absolutely.
This is
Give me a
Act under pressure?
act under pressure.
Is that cool? Cool.
Well, yeah, you're
Yep, cool.
trying to not look like
4
you're
and a
staring.
3 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seems to be all coming up 9s tonight with me.
Nines are okay. So what do you want to know?
So I think first question, is this a human pregnancy? And also, is she showing any signs of anything else going on?
From everything you can tell by the way she's walking and carrying the weight and what you know and have seen of other pregnant women, she seems to be genuinely pregnant.
Okay. Is there anything else, discernible that might strike me? Bite marks, protrusions in abdominal locations, or wait,
The
that's
only
not the
thing-
abdomen. It would be
The
on
only-
spider.
The only thing that you would think, based on your limited knowledge, I don't think Paz has ever been pregnant before.
She's not been pregnant before, and she's also not a doctor. She has absolutely no qualifications.
So you were told that she's about 5 months pregnant, but
Had a lot of sex.
she looks like it's closer what you would have expect from somebody who's 8 or even 9 months pregnant. That's the only thing that's a little weird about the situation.
Yep. So she's confirming in her head, definitely not a human pregnancy.
Oh, I do just like the fact that it's like internally just like, don't mention the obvious spider baby. Just none of you bring it up, please. I'm begging.
I mean, now
In
she's
its
pretty
head, in
sure.
its head. Yeah.
It's not
So
like she's
Al-
going to relay this, but
So you having
Al-
any strange cravings? Flies?
Flies? Alice is putting out saucers and coffee mugs and cookies, and she goes, "All right, dears, what I see that the doctor had to leave. She was dead on her feet when she came out here to examine all of my guests, and I really appreciate her. She's been such a godsend to this town."
Does she come here often?
have you worked with her in the past? Does she come by the bed and breakfast often?
Oh,
You
she has
seem to have quite a rapport.
she doesn't have to come out here that often. I mean, every once in a while somebody falls and breaks something or, has an accident. But no, I mean, I see her from time to time in town, but she's my doctor. So, I mean, she's really the only doctor in town these days. So,
Honey, I meant socially, not, business is business.
She blushes a little bit. She's like, no, doctor, she's taken.
Well, never mind.
But what, you had questions for me?
What is the recipe for these chocolate chips?
Can I just go to the
bathroom? Those are a secret recipe. Yes, of course. Just it's up the stairs. The closest guest bathroom is up the stairs, and it's the second door on the right.
Oh, okay, thank you. And Billy's actually going up, and I want to look for an attic entrance. I'm just going to keep going upstairs.
Okay. So you're winding your way up through the house. A lot of doors. Looks like it probably she could have 15, 16 guests here at any one time. Back in the dining room with Alice.
So, Alice, if it's okay to call you that, we were trying to get information from the good doctor about, just general descriptions about the men missing, just because, we can help, grease the wheels of bureaucracy to get the missing reports. So could you maybe describe the men for us? Just, nothing too crazy, like, height, build, well, stuff like that.
Dearie, I would be happy to, but I mean, they were taken by monsters. Don't tell anyone. They were taken by monsters.
Okay.
But I mean, they were 5 good-looking fellas. They were between like 5'9" and 6 foot tall. I mean,
okay, so taller than 9 in real life. Cool. good looking boys. They all had pretty short hair. I think they might have maybe were in the military. I didn't really get a chance to talk to them that much. They had just checked in that morning. Yeah, that's no problem. Just, it helps with these things. So,
monsters.
Yeah, that's an interesting statement. Do you maybe want to elaborate?
I do. Something came into the house 2 nights ago. I could hear the scratching and the skittering. And then I heard 5 thumps. And then it sounded like heavy bags were being dragged down the stairs. I was too afraid to go out and look. And when I told Chief Whittaker this, he told me I was crazy. And the doctor said that they probably just, grabbed some bags and took off to go on some kind of bender. But I'm telling you what I think and what I know. It's monsters.
Of course. No, I completely hear. How about we say this? How about myself and my associates will gesture, then realize Billy's not here. We'll have just a look around the premises for you. You never know. Hey, and worst comes to best scenario, like a raccoon or something crawled in. You don't want that here. And hey, we can take care of it. Worst case, just if you hear gunfire, just put your fingers in your ears and go la 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 really loudly, and then we'll come get you. Hopefully, and
if you wouldn't mind looking around, and she gives you the room numbers of the bride's party, and she goes, they're kind of sleeping now. They've had a really rough day. But if you need to talk to them, you can. But I think maybe let them rest a little.
Of course.
Back to Billy. Billy, a basement? Oh yeah, yes. I've got a cellar. I've got a nice little wine cellar set up down there because wine is very popular with some of my guests. And
you've been down there in the last couple of days?
I was down there last night when I pulled the bottles for last night's dinner.
Long hairy leg. Oh, thank you. Wait a minute. Oh,
Billy, you find the rope for the pull down to the attic stairs.
I'm gonna try and very quietly pull it down.
It makes a little bit of a creaking noise, but no one pops out into the hall to see what's going on. The stairs unfold, and the dark hole gapes above you.
Okay, apply my torch. Trusty torch. I'm gonna poke up into the attic because in my head, Billy is looking for spider webs and like 5 people done up in webs hanging in the attic rafters.
All right, give me an investigate the mystery.
11 again. 5 and 3. 8 plus 3.
All right. So, what 2 questions do you want?
Okay. So, what happened here?
And you've still got 2 held. So I mean, you've potentially got up to 4 questions. But what happened here? You look around this attic. You're sliding the torch around. I mean, you see some cobwebs, but they're small. And then you see what looks like to be about you see 3 sections of boxes up here in this attic. It's not a huge attic, but it's enough. You could stand up in it. An average sized person could stand up in it and walk around a little bit. One set of boxes says Christmas. Another set of boxes says Halloween. And the third set of boxes says prom decorations.
Looks pretty normal. Okay. I'll look in the prom decorations box. She made a comment about prom people come here all the time.
You open it up and you see packets of unfilled Mylar balloons, streamers. You see a collection of CDs with music that was popular in the early 90s and nobody's listened to for probably 20 years. It looks like boxes of prom decorations.
Okay. I think this is just a normal attic. I'll use my second question just to confirm that.
Okay.
What is being concealed here, if anything?
When you look around trying to figure out what's being concealed here, you find a small tin that looks like it had marijuana in it, probably at some point, but it's dried out to the point now where it could not be used for anything. And that's all that you find hidden up in this attic.
I'm going to go back downstairs and close up the attic.
So as you're putting the attic ladder up, you hear the rest of your associates coming up the stairs. What do you all do?
Well, I am particularly interested in invading the sanctity of the bridesmaids' house or domicile. I want to see what they got going on.
Paz, you know you're a close associate. I'm always terrified when you word things like that. Invade the domicile. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, this whole claiming to be I will whisper this, of course, but just between the two. The whole claiming to be a doctor thing's got me using big words all of a sudden again. Okay. It's like I was in college, which, by the way,
it's all right. No, it's fine. It just okay. So,
homicide.
I've got my big gun. How do we want to do this? Do we want to just poke around until something big and hairy comes out, or do we want to still keep up the facades that we're professionals?
Who's going to scry for the bodies?
Let's just open doors.
Let's use some magic.
I mean, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is definitely okay. I can do that shit. I mean, if it's going to set off a fire alarm.
Can I watch?
Sure.
Aggie's definitely the other end of the spectrum for witches, where it's just like, fuck it. This in there, that in there, poof, there we go.
Actually, because I have the advanced arcane training, I can ditch tools and techniques willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But it boils down a lot to the athame and the chanting.
So you all see Aggie pull out her anathema and starts to chant. Her hair starts to blow up a little bit. You can almost see a glow where her third eye is. She levitates slightly off the ground and begins to spin in a slow circle. What did you get?
I got 6 + 5 is 11.
So with an 11, your spell goes off perfectly. And basically, as you ping through the house, you detect 4.
Yeah, I'm looking for bodies. So if there's more than those bodies in the house, I'll pick them up as well.
Yeah. You detect 4 bodies, living, breathing women in rooms. They appear to be asleep. And you detect 1 other body downstairs in what you assume is the kitchen, and you would assume that is Alice. and nothing else living in the house.
Oh, I meant dead bodies. Sorry.
Oh, dead bodies. You find no dead bodies.
No dead bodies.
So I will say with an 11, you picked up the live bodies and you realize there are no dead bodies whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no dead bodies here. There's nothing in the house. There's 5 living things, 1 in the kitchen, 4 in the bedrooms.
Okay, Billy, what did your investigation yield anything?
Is the BB owner's not with us? Yeah, okay. It seems normal. There's nothing in the attic, unless there's
Okay.
anything in the cellar. But I mean, no.
Okay, well,
Let's go
as
meet
yes, okay,
and the brides. I mean,
the brides, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Paz, I cannot believe I'm saying this. You may be the best person for this. I'm going to come with you, but you're going to do the talking, so I don't have to fucking roll manipulate someone.
you.
I say that with love.
I know.
Billy, Aggie. Okay, here's what I need from you guys. I'm sorry I keep pairing you up, Aggie. I know you would rather do all the exploding. You guys are going to wait outside, and if you hear a girlish yell, that is probably me. And you
Yeah,
need
they're
to come in
building
and-
apart with entropy and air.
That is exactly what I want. And Billy, I need your beautiful mind to be ready in case anything weird happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
if you hear moaning, that's like a mixed message. It could be good or bad.
Billy's gonna
Yeah.
blush awkwardly.
Adrian's just
I love
like, yeah,
watching
cool.
that happen.
Just, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, I think, do you want to say take the brides rather than the bridesmaids? I don't know.
Go
maybe
with her
that's-
first. Yeah, she
Yeah.
seems to be
Go for
the
the head
person of
honcho.
interest.
So, yeah, well, the room's not locked or anything, is it?
No.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, we'll just go in.
When you open the door, you see a woman wearing sweatpants and an oversized T-shirt, asleep on her bed, sort of curled up in a fetal position. Her hair is a disheveled mess. You see tissue paper wadded up and all over the bed and all over the floor.
Oh,
Normal things.
Pass.
Yeah.
This time, we say we're with the FBI or the CIA or whoever the fuck these people will take seriously. We're not CDC. We're going to be looking into the missing persons, okay?
Why don't we just say we're with the agency like you usually do?
I
Most
know,
people
but
don't ask
forever-
questions.
I know, but so many of these people have asked questions. I'm out of my depth here. People just accept that we're the big
Okay,
boss.
well, all right. Let's start with the agency, and when they ask, we say FBI. Because honestly, I don't like lying. It's not my thing. I've been
Really?
very honest to you
Oh, okay. Wow.
about all my intentions.
Oh, you know what? When you say it like that, now I completely understand where you're
Yeah,
coming from.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
That's the trick to lying. You just actually speak the truth.
okay, cool. So it doesn't like, Ina's just gonna be like, to kind of like see if she wakes up at
And
that.
the truth is whatever
She-
you believe it to be.
She
okay.
startles
Anyway.
awake, sits up quickly in her bed. She goes, "Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing in my room?"
Hi. We're with the agency. We're trying to ascertain the location of, there was a missing persons case filed by some relatives. We're trying to find out
You're-
where.
You're looking for my fiance and his friends?
Yeah.
And his
yeah,
friends,
that's-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
We're trying to figure out
thank
who that
God.
Oh god.
Thank God. I've been telling the sheriff that this isn't like him at all, that he would never do this. And he keeps saying he's got to wait 48 hours. I'm so glad that he finally called somebody in.
No,
What do you-
we were called.
What do you need to know? Please. I've got pictures of them all. I mean, we took some pre-wedding pictures, and she starts pulling out her phone and she's like, give me your, I can send these to you. What can I do?
We can just have a
That's some
look.
interesting technology for the 1995 year that we
Oh yeah.
It's
well
fine.
advanced.
It's all right. It's
You
fine.
got a
It's
good
the-
phone, so do I.
it's,
Crazy.
it's the alternate timeline where I don't know, shit is more advanced. Like it's fine.
Instead, she pulls out a photo album and she's like, these are the
It's-
Polaroids from
it's-
earlier.
It's
The
really okay.
Polaroids, wow.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Whatever device.
I made that mistake every session.
It's fine. Whatever medium she has to show the pictures, Agent Anderson will get fuck it, he'll get close enough that if she was to
Mhm.
turn into a giant spider
Mhm.
monster, she would be able to kill him easily.
You
So
look at the photos. I hand them to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
actually,
her face is
Nye, do you
now
want to
that
ask
she's
questions
awake.
about the?
Now that she's awake, you can see her face is just puffy. Looks like she's been crying all day. She just
Any
looks like a
bruises?
mess.
Interesting
Nope.
places for bruises? No,
Okay.
nothing.
If
No obvious deformities or injuries.
if Paz, I mean, no, I trust you. You got this, Paz. Ask questions.
Mhm, mhm.
Unless you want me to go quietly, just to feed
Well-
you some.
So, when was the last time you saw your fiance?
It was like 2 days ago. I mean, we
Mhm.
it was right after dinner. We had dinner here 2 days ago, and we had been out taking pictures, and then we had a nightcap. I mean, all of us together, and we were just chatting, and then then the boys went off to bed, and we went to bed, and then in the morning when I woke up, they were gone.
So, were the boys in different rooms from the girls for a particular reason, or is that the case at all?
Well,
The boys just all go to bed before the girls.
It's I mean, you know what? We don't. It's not right for the bride and the groom to sleep together right before the wedding.
Of course.
It's fine.
And the boys and my bridesmaids, they aren't together. They're his buddies from the army.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's neither of us have been to many weddings, so apologies for our lack of understanding.
If this is gonna help you find my
Of course.
just whatever you need to know, whatever, just bring him
course,
home to
yeah.
me.
Nope, we will definitely do that.
Mhm.
Definitely. Really hope we have the.
So the boys went to sleep first. Did they mention any reason?
Well, no, I mean, we all just went to our bedrooms at the same time. We were just going to bed. I mean, it was like every other night.
Pause. I don't think she knows anything. I'm happy to roll something I'm not.
Feel free. You can roll an investigate or
Yeah, I haven't actually rolled it because he's shit at that, but I'm feeling.
You're probably better at an investigate than I am.
I have
Actually,
a 0 for sharp. I'm quite.
I do
dumb.
too.
Oh, excellent.
Hey, Billy, go wait
good at
outside by the
talking.
car.
Well, no,
Billy's
you
outside.
be by the door. If you want to just go, you should ask them this. Like, hey, I'm done for it. I just didn't want to bring 4 people into this woman's room.
Call through the door.
Oh,
Try and ascertain a motive to see if there's a reason they specifically were kidnapped or if they were just randoms.
yes, yeah. Out of character, I genuinely just think that she is a victim of her fiance's kidnapping, and I don't think they're connected. I don't think these women are connected anyway outside of her hubby, her future hubby, was taken as a snack.
In character, Paz is trying to find out who's the spider lady here so that she can try and seduce her.
I think it's. I'm sorry, out of character. I do apologize. I know it can be a bit annoying. I think it's just Alice, not Alice.
Dr.
Cersei.
Hobbs.
Do you think it's Alice? I was gonna say Cersei.
Cersei,
Hobbs.
I was fucking up.
Yeah,
I fucked
Cersei
up
Hobbs
the names.
sounds right.
Yeah. No. Okay. I will return to character.
And
just
scene.
yeah. Sorry, I do apologize.
No, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, agents will probably ask like generic missing persons questions,
Mhm.
but I don't think he's actually trying to get any information. Like, go for it, Paz, if you want to. But
How did your fiance know these men? I'm assuming like college friends or high school
No,
friends or something.
They're all in the army. They're part of his.
Oh.
They're his squad mates. He's the squad leader for these guys.
Okay, that's a tight knit community. That makes sense.
They're all army rangers.
Yeah. Where did they serve?
Well, I mean, they're stationed out at Fort Lewis in Washington, but they were in Somalia earlier, but they all rotated home, and that's why we're getting married before they get deployed again.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah, take advantage of that. I hope we can find them before
You've got to find him. He's He's my whole world. You've
course,
got to
yeah.
find him.
I'm in love with the idea that Paz just has never been to a wedding. So all these questions are like completely sincere and genuine. Like, wait a minute, you don't sleep in the same room? No, that's no.
No,
Oh,
Paz has
wow.
actually never been invited to a wedding. It is
No, I love
absolutely
it.
true.
I love these questions. It's proper like, oh my God, I'm learning so much.
She's
oh.
really great at pretending she knows things when she absolutely does not.
No, it's great. I love it. But yeah, unless you want to say more, Paz, I'm pretty like A. Johnson's tapped out. Like, he is
I
just
think we've
like,
asked enough questions. I think at this point, let's
Yeah,
get a
like-
quick survey of the bridesmaids, and then
yeah.
we'll
Okay,
definitely
so-
continue
do that.
investigating.
You guys go to talk to the other bridesmaids. Alice at this point walks outside to Billy and Aggie. She's like, I really appreciate you coming out here to look into this, but
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to be honest with you. I'm kind of afraid. I've been sleeping with my shotgun for the last couple of nights, but
Sounds sensible.
I'm telling you, I know something came and took those men, and they were big guys. They were soldiers. Do you think completely on the house, do you think you would stay here on me until you figure out what's going on here?
Yeah, sure. Look, taking on board the idea of monsters, obviously the agency doesn't deal with that kind of thing, but sometimes there are ways I mean, you've seen Scooby-Doo, right?
Oh yeah, I know. Like, I know Loch Ness Monster is real. I know there are Sasquatches
Yeah,
up
for
in
sure.
Minnesota. I mean, I know it's real, and that's why I know for sure these
But
these guys
based
were
on that,
taken.
these guys were taken by monsters. It must have been something pretty big to take down 4 big guys, 5 big guys.
5 big guys. That's
5
what I
big
thought.
guys.
But I mean, that wasn't a sound until I
Take
heard
them
those
off?
thumps.
Where?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. I'm so afraid. That's why I was hoping that, if I had a few government agents staying until you all figure this out.
Yeah, well, if we're in town overnight, for sure we'll stay.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna stay here tonight. Yeah.
I mean, Billy, you're quite a big guy.
Yeah.
And Stan, you guys
Not
are
so
like
big.
big, strong men. You'd be prime
And-
targets. We could
And-
bait it out.
I was about to say, I'm liking the idea of like, he's like, yeah, you're quite big. You just put a little bit of parsley on you, maybe cut some onions.
How do you feel about glaze?
Shut up
So
now. Aggie.
I use it on all of my hands, and then she takes Billy's arm and she takes Aggie's arm and her other arm, and she starts walking you back up into the house. And she goes, to be honest with you, while you are all off talking, I made up 4 rooms for you just because I was hoping you'd stay. At that point, Agent Anderson and Paz are coming down the stairs after having found out absolutely nothing new from the bridesmaids, other than the
think
fact
so.
that they are heartbroken for their best friend.
Of course, naturally. Okay, Paz.
What pity! I was really hoping I have like things or something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're alive. But as I said, my people will handle it. God, I'm going to have to buy them so many drinks. Okay, so
At that point, you see Alice leading
Oh.
Aggie and Billy upstairs, and she's like,
Okay.
your associates have agreed to stay the night and help keep us all safe. I've got rooms made up
Oh.
for you.
that
Yeah. You can see the whites of Aggie's
Fantastic.
eyes, which is impressive because
Yeah.
she's wearing sunglasses this big.
gotcha. Okay, well, we would love to stay. Could you show us the rooms?
That's where we're going right now. And she leads you up.
Excellent.
They're on the other side of the hall from where the
We've got a
bride's and
target.
groom's party had stayed. She opens each door. They're actually very beautifully appointed rooms with double beds in them and nice dressers. I mean, obviously, she's put a lot of money into her B&B, and nice, really thick plush towels out. And she goes, now there's a small bathroom in each one of the rooms, with a small shower and toilet, but there's a bigger bathroom down at the end of the hall with a lock on it. So if you wanted to take a bath or something, you could take one there.
Yeah, it's a great looking room. Billy would like to look if if there's any fresh paint or something. Like if the room was thrown into disarray and there was a fight and someone has tried to quickly rearrange the room to cover it up. Not like just generally tidying, if the lock was busted up and then repaired. Cause
See if there's any flies nailed to the
Billy's trying to
windowsill.
work out how this thing got in and out of the building. Like
We'll call it, let's call it a read a bad situation. It's not really a bad situation, but I think the questions are most appropriate to this.
It could lead to a bad
Could be a
situation.
bad
It
situation.
could.
Turning slowly to Alice.
That's on cool, isn't it? So 9 in total.
Sharp.
It's
Oh.
sharp.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better. 11 again.
Okay,
God, I'm
you
just
got
hitting them
3
all.
questions. Best way in, best way out. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to me, and what's the best way to protect the victims?
Okay, so then biggest threat, please.
Okay, you're looking around this room. It looks pristine. The paint doesn't look old, but it doesn't look new either. The carpet's probably been down for a few years. You don't see any indication that any stains have been removed or anything. You don't feel like there's any danger from these rooms. You feel that the biggest danger probably is whatever took those guys coming back,
Okay.
based on what you're seeing.
Yep.
And you've still got a couple more questions
So
if you
are
have
there
anything
any
to throw in.
dangers I haven't noticed in the room?
You think the biggest danger in the room and in this inn is what you don't understand about this situation, because there seems to be more going on here than meets the eye. The conspiracy theorist in Billy feels that there's a puzzle, but he doesn't have all the pieces yet.
Okay. I don't know if this is an evil thing to do. Can I turn to... It is Alice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know where those guys have gone or were taken to, is what he's going to ask her. Only because I've got a suspicious mind,
Yeah.
so Billy
Okay.
knows when someone's lying to him.
Oh, nice. She goes, I know that the monsters took them, and I'm assuming that wherever the monsters took them, they took them to their lair. Maybe they're still alive.
She's a wily motherfucker. I'm not technically lying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Like, oh, that wasn't a lie. I don't even need to be Billy to know that. Okay. Okay, cool. Do you remember what they ate the night they were taken?
Oh, I had a very nice chicken dinner laid out for them all. It was we had roasted chickens, and we had little roasted russet red potatoes and
that
a nice
sounds-
green bean casserole.
That sounds really good. Would you be able to make the same thing for me?
Well, of course, dear. If you're willing to stay here and help me out, I'll make you all the best dinner you've ever had.
Yeah, that
one could
sounds
even
good.
go as far as say you'll never want to eat again. Oh, okay.
So for brevity's sake, unless you have another question of Alice.
Well,
I do not.
what I was gonna
Go for it.
say. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, Alice, if it's okay with you, my team has to just get some equipment unpacked. Could you just give us the room for?
Oh, absolutely, dears.
Yeah.
You bring up whatever you need to make this place safe, and then she
Of
goes, "I'll be down in
course.
the kitchen. I've got to clean up from the dinner. I mean, you came a little after dinner, but I've still got some cold chicken down in the kitchen if you're hungry." And then
Thank you for
she heads downstairs.
Okay, as soon as she's gone, so she's the fucking spider. Can we all agree, like, make a pact now? She's the fucking spider.
There's-
Can
Yeah,
we
not
make that-
necessarily.
Her,
She might
Hobbs.
just be feeding it,
Like a thrall.
but she's definitely involved because nobody is that nice. Nobody.
I
Okay.
think you don't get the jump on 5 army people, so you drug them first.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
That
scans.
is definitely what happened.
Especially if they were
definitely-
like 4 thumps, bump, 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 bump.
Well, and,
That's them
yeah.
bumping down the
brides-
stairs,
and
right?
the bridesmaids as well, and the bride would have been drugged to go to
Yeah,
sleep.
so they wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah,
Okay,
she's
so we
she's
all-
drugging them, and then either she's taking them. I mean, we haven't checked the basement, but there's no bodies here, so she's either dragging them away, or there's more than one, and they have another lair, or
Well,
it's
spiders
someone
are quite
else and
clean,
she knows
which is
about
now
it and is on
nice,
side
yeah.
with the monster.
Why is it only
Yeah.
just turned up, though?
We do have Dr. Hobbs's professional address.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the professional. It's going to be her personal address, isn't it?
Well, and also, best will in the world, if she has a spider baby, which again, we could all agree that was a spider baby, yeah?
Oh, she totally got a spider baby. It's
Okay,
cool.
good. Yeah.
You know,
Here
it
for
could
it.
just have been twins.
No. Why would you
Spider
think
baby
that?
twins?
Spider baby, sure.
Spider baby twins? Okay, so yeah, for the sake of brevity, unless anyone else wants to say anything, I think we're going with the Billy plan of we're going to play along until...
Don't actually eat the food. We're going to pretend to eat the food.
Yeah, right. But like,
Yes.
isn't there so much like daylight left? Am I?
No,
Well, it's
no,
about
it's
it's
coming
about
tonight.
8:30.
Yeah,
at
you
night now.
did you not hear H. Anson go, yay,
That's a
nighttime
normal
is
amount
coming."
of daytime. That's like midday.
Oh, right, that's what you're meaning. Yeah, that's the plan we're going for. We're going to be like, yeah, yum, yum, yum.
Or maybe Paz could go to the
yeah.
doctors.
You're ruining my sleep schedule. I hope you know.
I'm terribly sorry, Paz. If it's any consolation, none of us are fucking sleeping. We're all sitting wide awake, ready for when it comes to take us.
Yeah, that's
Or
fair.
whatever comes.
Agent
Okay,
Anson, do you have
dinner or your fake eating of dinner passes without an incident. Alice is very pleasant company, and then she goes, "Well, I'm gonna hit the hay because I've got to get up early to make breakfast. But do you all know where your rooms are?
I'm so sleepy.
Thank you again so much for staying."
Yeah, we're really sleepy after that.
That was really good food.
Yeah.
The alternative
I'm glad
was
you
North.
enjoy it. So you each make your way back up upstairs. Did you go to your rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
However, I've got a nice present for any nocturnal intruders under my pillow. It's
Are we
called the
having?
assault
Are we going
rifle.
separate rooms?
So
or
do
are we
I.
going to all hide
I'm
in
not
one
going to
room?
say what it is.
Okay, but Billy, we have to. Is it normal for 4 work colleagues to be
Mm.
sleeping in the same
We're not going to
bedroom?
actually
Can
sleep,
I sleep
Agent
in
Anderson.
somebody else's bedroom?
I
Okay.
don't think you understand the plan.
You ask nicely.
Okay.
Ooh.
All of you.
Okay,
Okay,
Billy's
guys,
back.
we have to play along that we're because we can't give it away if we all congregate in one. Now that I'm saying all this out loud, I'm realizing that if the spider is here, she can probably just hear all of this. But fuck it,
We're whispering.
it's gonna come and try and eat one of us. Actually, there's something, Billy. Do you want to have a bet which one of us is gonna get eaten, you or me? Like which one the spider is gonna come get? Which one
Me.
of us? You or me first? You first.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be me.
I'm the
He
biggest
usually focuses on boys, from what I can tell.
And you know, you're more athletic.
Meaning-
She likes the slower guys, I think.
Oh, god damn,
Yeah.
you're right. Also, I like how you say that, Paz, as if it's like, yeah, we're safe. It's like, oh yeah, because slowly being turned into a spider host is so
Sounds
much
great
better.
to me.
And you
I
think
know it
that's a
sounds
problem
great
for
to you.
Paz?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't
For
see any
most-
downside
For
to
most
this.
for most people, they would go, great, another hell.
Okay, Billy's going to make the bed up to look like with pillows and blankets to look like there's a person in the bed. And then
that's smart.
is there a wardrobe in the bedroom?
Yeah. There's a closet in each of the
He's going to
bedrooms. so-
hide classically in the
Agent Anderson
closet.
is actually gonna get in the bed.
the door cracked kind of thing, so you can kind of see.
Okay.
I've got my
Aggie,
gun.
are you taking any
Aggie's-
special?
Aggie's going to dress for war, which means big stompy boots. It's serious makeup, and not a big flowy dress. We're talking tight sleeves and leggings, and maybe a mini skirt. Just you know,
I like it.
or like a short
Hell yeah.
kilt, maybe. So yeah, Aggie's just going to be going through her clothes, trying to look for the things that are most combat effective.
I like it. Paz.
Paz is gonna sleep.
Okay.
Paz is just gonna go to sleep.
Okay. So
Wait.
That's
Paz.
as she is.
Paz goes to sleep, and then Paz, you find yourself seated at a dining room table with a large family around you. Fried chicken and biscuits and gravy are being passed around, and everyone is chatting. The father's a big man. There's a kindness behind his eyes and a gentleness as he turns to feed a toddler on his right-hand side. There's a woman to his left, probably his wife. She looks tired but happy as she feeds another toddler on her left, the twin of the other. You also see a teenage boy, probably 15 or so, with dark hair. He's heaping gravy on his biscuits, and he's ribbing his 2 younger brothers who are sitting on the other side of the table. shadows start to creep in like a carpet of moving spiders around the table. Then your eyes are drawn up and you see markings on pieces of paper in the corners of each room and above the door slowly start to turn to ash. But no one at the dinner table seems to notice. At that moment, that very moment, the two younger boys look up from what they were doing. And although they're no more than 7 and 10, in their eyes, you see the faces of Ichabod and Serrano Rust. With that recognition, you feel warm, red tentacles and black, silky hair fold around your body, pulling you close into a lover's embrace. And then a whisper at your ear, "Watch, watch, my beloved, and enjoy," as teeth bite into your earlobe. The carpet of shadows then coalesces behind the father, turning into a huge shadowy form of an ancient hag with a bloated, distended abdomen and 6 spidery legs. Her human arms elongate and are bone thin, ending in claws dripping with poison. She grins, looking right into your eyes, and her jaws crack and 2 great mandibles fold out. Yet none of the family sees the threat. "Shh," your lover sighs into your ear, and then in a throaty voice laced with erotic promise says, "This is when it starts to get good, my love." In that moment, the father's brown eyes seem to flash a reddish bronze as he stands, finally realizing that something is so very wrong. He himself almost begins to glow as a sword made of light and flame appears in his hands. But in this moment, he's too slow. He's been watching from the sidelines from far too long. He's become too complacent in his love, and the spider hag's talons rake across his shoulders and back and deep into his chest. He throws his head back, looking into the sky, and simply says, "Please, Father, no." And then his body discorporates. His sword falls to the ground among a rain of white feathers. Time seems to almost stop as the family lunges to their feet. The mother turns in such slow motion to try to shield the baby at her side as the shadowy abomination's mouth cracks further open. The woman looks up and screams defiantly as her head is engulfed. And then you see these long taloned arms reaching out and slowly descending towards the high chairs at either side of the woman. The camera shifts back, and you see the oldest son, his face transfixed in horror as you hear the sound, 2 distinct noises, 2 great gulps. The boy picks up his father's sword and screams, leaping at the creature. And then, at that very moment, time completely stops. And again, you hear, "My sweet, sweet girl, do you know that there are worlds in which this boy, Rasputin Rust, actually makes the thrust and binds Granny Longlegs into a prison made of his own soul?" The dream begins again, and the hag's spidery legs impale the teenager through his chest, ripping him to pieces as his arm slices out, cutting off one of her mandibles. She chuckles, a throaty chuckle, as she says, "But not here, my love, not in your world. And so we have a chance at happiness, you and I."
Mm-hmm.
Camera pans back and you see the 2 young boys cowering before the bloated form of this demon hag as she stalks forward on her spindly spider legs, dragging her distended belly across the gore-strewn floor towards the children while crooning, "The itsy bitsy spider stalked down her little flies. Up overcome her talons? And at that point, the older boy's face goes blank, and he simply says no. He grabs his younger brother's hand and picks up the mantle, brandishing it like a weapon. Light suffuses his hand, and the mantle is transformed into a very familiar dagger that you've seen wielded on many a mission. A wave of love and pride seems to sweep away the shadows, and even your lover recoils from you a bit. And you can hear the beating of great wings as the boy, you know as Ichabod, plunges that dagger into the bloated gut of the monster as he pulls Serrano to freedom. The family disappears, and you find yourself still in the dream in a gore-soaked dining room. And your lover says, "It would have been so much easier if Ichabod had died that day. Serrano would have been taken, and this world would have already fallen to us." She wraps you closer, the glossy black strands of her hair slicing into you like 1,000 small razors. "I have a favor to ask you, my sweet, my love. Stay here in your room tonight, with me in our dreams. Regardless of what you hear outside the door, let them go. Your team will be the bones that pave the way to our reunion. With their deaths, Granny's daughter will come to maturity. She will find Serrano and hollow him out and fill him with her demonic bile and hate. Then Serrano will betray his brother Ichabod and take his life. And with that, the cursed Rust family will finally be destroyed, and my sister can be born again into this world. And as her webs of misery and hate spread across this world, one of the seals keeping me bound will shatter, and we will be that much closer to our reunion. So stay with me tonight and relish in the future of fire, blood, and death." And with that, your dream fades and you snap awake.
Okay, so
What do you do?
immediately I would like to, so that was all pretty and beautiful in my head, and it felt great. Did I feel anything tingling my collar? Do I have any indication that this was actually, so I have experienced a couple times that my surface desires are pretty obvious. I think anybody reading my mind, which has happened a couple times now, would know that I want to cause the end of the world by her means. Do I get any indication that she was actually there with me?
You know without a doubt that it was your lover there with you in your dream, almost piercing the fabric of reality to hold you in her embrace and show you this, in her opinion, beautiful memory that was only slightly unfulfilled.
You're not even gonna have me roll for that one, huh? That was her. Okay.
Yep. You know,
All right.
without a doubt.
Cool. Well, I'm awake. I think I stay in my room.
Okay.
This is my-
All right. So our camera swings out of Paz's room as she sits in her bed, a smile on her face, and we find ourselves in Aggie's room, preparing for war. But I need you to roll me an act under pressure.
You're saying
what does that come off of?
Act under pressure is cool.
Cool. Okay,
Oh,
that's a
love it.
10 then.
Fuck.
A 10. Okay, good. So out from the floor and the walls, a surge of shadowy things come at you, stabbing into your body as you are unaware, but you've sensed it at the last minute, and you were able to enact a mild mystical ward. You only take 1 point of harm as one of the women from the infirmary coalesces in front of you. We pan now over to Billy Shear in the closet. Give me an act under pressure roll.
Just like tap on the shoulder.
I just rolled a double 6.
Oh, nice.
13 with my cool +1.
You are so wired Your sense is so alert to what's going on. You feel, it's almost like you feel a change in the air pressure behind you from the wall of the closet. And you roll out into the room as you see the shadows coalesce into the form of one of the women that were in the infirmary. But now that you see her in the light of your room, you see that her arms have extended into these long talons, and those protuberances in her ribs have sprouted out and are small spider legs. But because you were so quick to react, you take no harm. She does not touch you with her claws as you roll away. Agent Anderson, we find you in your room, in your bed, hopefully prepared for anything. Give me an act under pressure roll.
Oh, this is where I fail. This is where I fail horribly. Die. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's an 11. Okay.
Oh, 11. All right. So, I mean, your guys' preparation for this really has allowed you to deal with it. So the same sort of thing. You feel something moving from under the bed, lurching up, shadowy forms coming at you, and you jump out of bed, only being scraped slightly by the claws, taking one harm, as the third female victim from the infirmary coalesces on your bed in a crouch, her mouth open, drool coming out, slathering at you. Paz, you hear a knock on your door.
I answer.
You see Alice standing there with cookies and a cup of coffee. She goes, "I'm so happy, dear, that you decided to stay with us tonight. That'll all be over soon enough. I brought you some cookies and coffee." And then she turns around and walks back out into the hall. All right. You three are faced off individually with some sort of spidery creature. How do you want to approach this situation?
I'm going to teleport into Billy's room.
Give me a use magic.
11.
And 11. Okay. Immediately, you envision Billy Shears. You envision his room, and in a puff of brimstone smoke, you disappear and you reappear right next to Billy. Billy Shears. Aggie appears right next to you as this thing is lunging at you. What do you do?
I've got my gun. I think I just have to try and kick some ass, but I'm not sure it's going to. Oh, read a bad situation. Let's do that. Because this thing coalesced out of nothing, so I'm not sure if it's...
read a bad situation.
Sorry, no?
Don't you have a ton of unanswered questions? Did you use them all? I've two.
Oh,
You got two on.
So you've got hold 2.
Oh, so in that case, then...
Yeah, you can just ask your questions and then decide what you want to do.
Okay, so what's my best way out?
The window. You'll probably potentially break your leg, but it's definitely
that's probably bad,
the best way out of this situation.
It's probably bad. Yeah, you want to run away from them.
Okay, and then I guess the second one would be, what's most vulnerable to me? If there's a weak spot or something on this thing.
Oh, most vulnerable. You think that they're still mostly human. That whatever brought them here wasn't their own power. And although they're transforming, you think, I mean, you could still see their, chest rise and fall. They're still breathing. They still have human eyes, even though you could see the whites of their eyes and they're bloodshot. But you think they're vulnerable as probably a normal human would be vulnerable.
Okay, I definitely feel... Okay, then I'm not really necessarily going to want to shoot them to kill them, because there might be a way to save them. Okay, because Agent Anderson's taught me one thing. Okay.
So that didn't count as any sort of action. No. So what action do you want to do?
I'll go, Aggie, get out of here, and I'm going to run and jump out the window. All right.
So that's we're going to give
Aggie
that.
Can teleport.
We're going to give that an act under pressure roll.
Okay.
Because you're jumping out a fucking window.
Oh God! I hope there's some sort of roof balcony thing underneath this thing, like an awning. 9. 8 plus 1, 9.
9. Okay. So you go out the window, glass shatters around you. You see the ground coming up quickly. You're able to roll with it. but you think you cracked a couple ribs. You take 2 harm, and you've had the air knocked out of you as you lay on the ground outside the house.
A voice from upstairs goes, "The fuck, Billy!"
I can't.
Agent Anderson, you hear, "What the fuck, Billy?" as this creature
Smash
comes
balls.
at you. What do you do?
So I think he would have definitely slept with the machine gun under the pillow.
Oh,
But-
definitely, yes.
But I think in the split second before he starts firing, so out of context stuff, I don't know what Billy's just rolled. Would I need to roll to come to the same conclusion that they're mostly human, or is that just kind of self-evident on? I'm happy to roll. if necessary.
Yeah. Give me a quick read a
Act
bad
under-
situation roll.
Okay, read bad situation. Okay.
Yep.
And I actually,
As you quickly professionally assess the situation.
and I need to remember that I have tactical genius, so I roll with cool, not sharp, for bad situation, which I always kept fucking up. Thank God I do that. So that is, so that's an 8. So I get one question.
One question. What do you want to know?
I've forgotten what they were. What's most vulnerable to me? There we go.
Okay.
I'll ask the same question.
You're certain, you're looking at them and you think that although their transformation is not complete, whatever brought them here was not under their own power, and they are still vulnerable to anything that would harm a human, based on your professional opinion.
Okay.
But because you've got more experience with this, you're also certain that there's no way back for these women. You think that this transformation is going to kill them probably within a week.
Thank God none of you are here, because now Agent Anderson's got to do the shit he was doing before he met you, which is killing people. Yay. He's going to open fire.
All right.
Oh, God.
Let's kick some ass.
Yep. Fucking hell. That is a 10.
So on a 10, you get to choose an extra effect.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Guess do more. Actually, avoid harm. Oh, well, I should know. I have armor on, so I'll just do extra damage. If they harm me as well, I probably can soak it, so I'm fine.
And what's the harm from your weapon?
3.
Okay, so
And
you
it's
open
loud.
fire. You open fire. You bop, 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 and you shred this woman's torso. And she falls back in a pool of blood, shudders a couple of times, and expires.
Well, he's gonna kick out his own bedroom door and walk to where he heard, "What the fuck, Billy?"
All right, Aggie. Billy jumped out the window. One of these things now pivots and is coming at you. You also hear what it sounds like something trying to break down the door of the room you were just in. But that's not necessarily your problem at the moment. What does Aggie do?
Aggie is going to fuck this thing up. So, combat magic, blast of entropy right to the torso.
I like it.
Oh, you're bad guying Aggie up. That's 10.
All right. Your blast.
Does 2, 3 harm. Magic, close, obvious, loud, messy.
Okay, so your magic shoots into this woman and you turn her into a fine red mist. The room is covered in blood. You're covered in blood. Agent Anderson, you hear the wailing scream of an entropic force as the house shudders from the magic that Aggie has just unleashed. At that moment, you do hear Billy on the ground moaning, and a door breaks open in front of you, and you see another one of these female things looking. She looks back and forth, and then she sees you and turns towards you. What do you do?
Wait, is this Agent Anderson? Sorry,
Yep.
Gonna have to use his. Oh, fuck! I just remembered something which I should have been making sure we all follow the rules of. An assault rifle is a reload weapon, which means I have to reload the fucker. So Agent Anderson's gonna be like, "Oh, you fucker!" So he's gonna drop it and pull his sidearm out, and he's gonna use that instead.
Okay.
I don't think that's.
No,
like,
that's
I
fine.
think that's all within Kicksmash. Theater of the mind.
Quick draw like that, no problem. I would also, I mean, in the real world, I can reload an assault rifle in about a second. So Agent Anderson probably could too, but we'll go with the pistol. I like the semantic of it. Boom.
I can't remember off the top of my head how reloads.
No,
work.
I
sure
know.
it's after each attack because
after each attack you have to reload.
Well, because they just assume every player is just gonna be like, boom, out of ammo.
Crap!
You're not meant to use all of it in one go. Sorry. Yes, he's gonna open fire. That is an 8. So I imagine I'm gonna get a bit of damage in return, but that's fine.
So how much damage does your pistol do?
Only 2, and it is close. So for like context, he's probably gonna wait until she's like.
Oh, she was right on it. So I mean,
perfect. Yeah.
So you basically, as she's lunging at you, you put the pistol against her sternum and fire as her claws rake out. You take 1 point of damage, and she drops like she was poleaxed right at your feet.
Okay. So that's the 3. Aggie, you all right? Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking if Aggie's all right.
Aggie, you hear Agent Anderson out in the hallway asking about if you're okay.
Aggie is going to explode the wall into Paz's room.
Okay. As you begin to cast that magic, Billy, you're getting your breath back, and you see Alice walking up to you. Oh, dearie.
Let's find her.
Oh, dearie, I was so hoping that this would go so much easier for you. And her eyes begin to glow a very, very pale blue. And her hands seem to mist. She doesn't look like these spider things, but there's definitely something untoward approaching you. Aggie, use some magic.
Oh, crikey. 8, 9, 10, 11.
You easily destroy the wall, and you see Paz sitting in her bed, eating chocolate chip cookies and drinking a cup of coffee.
That's totally what I was doing.
You weren't doing that, were you?
In character, I shoved some things into a bag and pretend I was eating cookies the whole time.
Absolutely. Your hands disappear
Aggie's kind
quickly.
of floating at this point. She's buoyed up on currents of magic and is like, no monsters?
Not in my room. Were you experiencing monster issues?
Monsters.
Monsters. Love that. What's going on?
I'm just going to bamf out, I think. If she's okay, then...
Yeah, I'm good.
Over to Billy.
Okay. So,
and that's an 8 on the teleporting out to Billy, which is a bit shonky, but there you go.
Okay, you get a glitch. Let's see what we decide that glitch is.
I think someone teleporting in right in front of her would probably distract Evil Witch Woman. So, I'm prepared to take the attention from the evil.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, you appear and right in front of her, unexpectedly right in front of her.
Big cloud of black feathers. And...
Billy, as this creature is approaching, right before Aggie teleports in, is there anything you want to do?
This is where Billy shoots me as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Pull the gun out and shoot, and you teleport just in front of me because I'm not a good shot. Okay, I'm going to try and read a bad situation again because I want to find out this thing's weaknesses. I've got to analyze this stuff. It is sharp, isn't it, for read a bad situation?
Yep, it is. This is why you're so used. This is why you're so crucial to the team because you're just like.
8 plus 3, 11 again.
Okay, you got 3.
Okay, so what's most vulnerable to me? I guess us, because.
You think based on what you know, Alice is probably out here alone.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that as long as you can corner her, the team can probably deal with the situation.
Okay.
So her vulnerability is that she's alone.
Right. And I want to go with then, are there any dangers we haven't noticed, just in case there's other spider things in the shadows or something, just to confirm that she is alone?
You don't think there are any other dangers here, but those puzzle pieces are starting to fall into place, and you're fairly certain that that she's not what you're looking for. She may just be part of the puzzle.
Okay.
Especially because you found no bodies here. You found nothing in the attic, nothing in the basement.
I'm going to hold the other question in case other stuff comes up.
Aggie, you teleport right in as claws, as this is glowing light bluish claws come at you, and they're freezing cold. How do you want to deal with that?
Can I get a shield up in time?
You give it a shot. You're a spell slinger.
Yep, that's 10 on a wall. So it's a magic barrier that would block. It says 1 harm magic barrier, close 1 armor. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
It can take, so yeah, it absorbs
It
one
absorbs
harm.
some of that. Yeah.
So it absorbs 1 harm.
So this
and
cloud
gives
of
you
this field of force just pops up as these claws come in.
Do you have any armor on other than that?
I do not know.
Okay. So this claw bursts through your ward. It shatters in front of you. You see it shudder for a second.
Oh, hold on. I've got shield spell. Oh, no, I'm not protecting someone. Ignore.
Okay.
If I'm protecting someone, then it does extra armor for me.
But it doesn't work if
But it doesn't work if I'm not protecting someone.
And her claws her hand seems to come almost together into a spike as it strikes into your heart. And you take 3 harm. As you feel your organs start to freeze within your body as she holds the spike in your chest. Billy, you see Aggie, arms back, lips turning blue, as this whatever Alice is just grinding a spike that used to be her hand into Aggie's chest.
Okay. Can I go for my knife and try to cut through the spike, like hack that off? Just got
AJ Anderson, you heard Aggie's scream. Both you and Paz heard Aggie's scream from the second floor. Kick some ass, Billy.
Yes. I'm excited to see Billy go. Ah!
What's the modifier for kick? Cool. Tough.
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 Oh, -1. 7.
A 7 on kick some ass. Well, you got a 7.
A bit of harm.
So you do stab into her. How much harm does your knife do?
1 harm.
1 harm. Okay, so you see her hiss, and the intense cold that envelops you as you get close does 1 harm to you as well.
Ow. Okay, so I've taken 3.
Okay,
so now I'm in my last 4 block. So does that mean I'm in trouble?
Once you get a 4th one, you become unstable.
Unstable.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've never really used unstable because combat comes at the end of a session usually.
It usually wraps up. Yeah.
Just for context for the future, if you have unstable and nobody stabilizes you for however long the storyteller says, you will take more harm.
Okay.
So it's kind of an incentive to, hey, don't walk around with blood coming out of your body.
Gushing
Get
out
that
of your
patched
body.
up, basically. Yeah.
That's the reason.
Agent Anderson and Paz, you hear the screaming coming from outside on the ground. What do you do?
Yeah,
Well-
I hear it.
Anderson's gonna be like, Paz, you okay?
Totally fine.
Okay, well then what H. Anderson's gonna do is he's gonna grab the assault rifle and he's just gonna run. And he's gonna run into Billy's room, see the broken window, jump out of it. And the idea is he's going to flying rugby tackle Alice.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay, give me a kick some ass roll. Let's see how this one
He's
hangs
hurting
out.
his people. Nobody hurts his people.
Billy, you see Agent Anderson launch himself out of the window at
That's
this.
a 12.
All
That was a 12
right.
total, not on the roll. It was a 9
okay.
on the roll, but a 12 total. Yeah.
Okay, so you launch yourself out. Now, are you shooting on the way down, or are you just trying to?
Oh, he's
tackle it?
just flying up.
You bring down and you tackle Alice, pushing her away from Aggie with the 12, and that spike comes out, Aggie, and you feel relief, and you realize there's not even a hole in your chest. There's nothing, but Alice is driven into the ground, and she seems to have been fairly badly hurt by Agent Anderson
I
landing
imagine
on her from the second
Anderson's
story.
also
window.
badly hurt.
Well, with a 12 plus, actually, you remember some of your parachute landing fall training from back in the agency days, and as you land, you actually do a 3-point roll and come out on your knees in a kneeling position with your assault rifle up on a 12 plus, and Alice is on the ground, scrabbling, trying to get her breath back. Aggie and Billy, you see this super heroic move by Agent Anderson, and you see Alice on the ground at your feet. What do?
I'm going to snarl with rage and blast the ever-loving crap out of her with some entropy.
Give me a use magic roll.
Yeah. At this point, black veins are probably creeping up over the face and the eyes are going as well. 11.
11. Okay, yeah. So on a 10 plus, your
So
magic
that's
works
2,
without
3,
issue.
3 harm, obvious, loud, messy.
So this magic just rakes up Alice's body, splitting her into 2. And then her body physically kind of discorporates and just falls into 1,000 worms that freeze in place. And she's no more. Paz, at this point, you feel a whisper. You did my best. You did your best, my sweet. It was never likely that they were going to be stopped here. There's so much more to the story. In this mass of frozen worms, all you see is a silver necklace with a crucifix on it. Somebody give me read a bad situation or an investigate a mystery.
I'd say Billy can investigate a mystery.
Yeah,
Unless
I don't
Agent
think
Aggie
she's
wants
in any
to.
kind of mental state right now where she's investigating things.
I'll read a bad situation.
Az is gonna start limping down. She's very post hastedly done her legs up in a well, she's got like, you know, the fuzzy handcuffs type deal. She's got that on her legs. She makes as if she had it on the whole time. She's coming down the stairs. Not very well dressed.
I got a 14.
Oh my God. Okay, so Agent Anderson, you see that you pick up this crucifix and you immediately recognize it's from a dark mirror of the Catholic Church that is seeking to bring about the end of days in hopes that all of the righteous will be elevated and that all of the sinners will die. This crucifix has been modified, though, and when you look at the Christ's figure on it, he has 8 eyes.
Oh, well, we know. Okay.
And as you lift it up to look at it that closely, you smell a kind of incense coming off of it that you associate with church ceremonies.
Oh, lovely.
So at this point, it's a 3:45 in the afternoon here, which means it's really late there. So if you guys want to break this into 2 parts and finish next week, I'm okay with that. If you want to keep going, I'm okay with that too, because like I said, it's only a 3:45 here for me.
How much more is there? Not that I'm not enjoying it.
No, I understand. You've got 2 more scenes. Possibly just 1, depending on where you go from here.
Well, is it going to wrap it up, do you think, in a kind of, are these scenes like
it's going to put an end. It's going to put an end to it, but you know, it could take. If you go to both places, it's going to take at least a half hour. If you go to the place you need to go, it's 20 minutes. Up to you.
It's
I don't mind
20 minutes.
But I know. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But I know Leon, or Pat, you might need to get somewhere. Well, Pat needs to.
If we can wrap up in 20 minutes, I can be. I'm gonna text my student that I tutor.
No, it's fine. Well, I was gonna say, can we maybe just slightly bend the rules a little bit, and say, because I got a 14 for read a bad situation,
perfect.
That maybe goes to helping know where the place we need to go, and then we'll cut all the bullshit that we usually do, and we'll just
absolutely. So what we're going to say is, you know for a fact that you probably need to go by the church, but you feel that that's it's probably not going to be your last stop. But what we're going to do is we're going to just segue to you being at the church. And as you walk into the church, you hear chanting coming from in the back of the church, back where probably the priest's office would be.
Oh, it's pretty late for service.
Sorry, I was late.
Could anybody have done any first aiding on me?
I'll do that now. Well, if you guys want to do rolls and stuff or whatever you need to, I'll
On the
roll for
segue
Aggie.
to the church.
Yeah, it's no
If you can
problem.
hold her down for long enough.
And we will have said that we got Pat's obvious reason that she couldn't join the battle, being that she was fuzzy handcuffed to the bed.
Oh, yep. Billy's blushing super lots.
That's a 10, Aggie. So you get 2 harm back. 2 harm back. Yeah.
And we'll just we'll waive that roll for everybody, so everybody you treated will get 2 back.
Yeah.
Cool.
I could.
Thank you.
So as you go, so you hear this chanting coming from in the back room.
Guys, I don't want to be like that guy, but
It sounds like Gregorian chanting.
yeah, what we're going in gun blazes. No talking, no cutesy bullshit. I just want to end this tonight. Okay.
I have a gun.
Excellent. I'll take point. You 3 follow behind.
Should I go around the other side of the building?
Nope. Fuck
Nope.
that. No. They don't even get. We're not even gonna be subtle with these fuckers. We're just going in. Okay.
Nice.
Gonna shoot people.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
Yeah. Aggie, you get complete control. Just atomize them if you want. We're just doing this. I'm not handling this shit anymore.
To Agent
Right,
Anson,
let's
what do you
go.
want me to do?
You need to be our brains and also a gun. So shoot. If you want to try and outthink the problem, I'm totally down for that, but just kill these fuckers, okay?
Okay.
Agent Anderson, this is a whole different side of you. I like it.
Billy, call targets.
It's the old side to me. Right, let's get going.
So you burst back into the room, boom, and what you see kind of throws you back for a second. You see an elderly priest kneeling over his Bible, candles all around him. He has a series of blades laid out with scriptures tied to the hilts, and he's praying over them. He looks up. He's like, "You're not Emio.
Or
Who
no.
are you? Are you with them?"
We've been killing spiders tonight, so if you're not a spider, you're in our good books right now.
And he points over in the corner, and you see a corpse in a nun's habit. And he says, No, I've dealt with the traitor they left in my midst.
And that's why they wanted her to talk to the other hunter.
Unfortunately, I thought you were Emio. She's a demon hunter. She
So
was
are
the
we.
one who came and told me about
You're those guys. Gotcha. Right.
I was
okay.
yes, I was an exorcist for the church for a time, and I was preparing these weapons for her to deal with the
She's in
Jorogumo
no
that
fit
she says.
state. She's injured.
I patched her up. Don't worry.
Are you going to take up this battle then?
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand that you each must sacrifice a bit of yourself to these blades to make them effective against the creature.
Yes.
I've sacrificed tons of myself before.
So the priest has you each pick up one of these. They look like essentially short swords. And as each of you pick them up, he says a final prayer over you. And you feel a part of your soul drain into the blade. Everyone spend 1 point of luck as you bind the blade to you. He says, it's the doctor. She's in the doctor's office. That's where the final ritual is taking place. At least that's what Emio told me. And she said she was going to confirm it, and she never came back.
Yeah. She clearly got waylaid. Don't worry. She's probably safe. You can go check her. She's in police custody. We are going to go deal with this. And then I might call you guys because we might need to have a nice long chat about this whole biz. But we are going to get going. Is that okay, guys? We all feeling? We all have our nice bit of purging of our essential holy soul. Good. Okay.
Billy just needs a bit of advice from the priest. Just like,
Yeah.
not really sure on the whole. I'm in these combat situations, but I don't really do a lot. What should I do, Father?
You see the pointy end of that sword?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a wise cracking.
If you stick that into this creature's body enough times, that's all it will take.
It will die.
Okay.
Son, I've been doing this for years. Just stab it.
Paz, the blade seems to writhe in your hands. It's bound to you, but only begrudgingly. And you hear a tisk 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 in the back of your head. Segue, montage, quick travel. You
Driving
guys
fast.
find yourself at the doctor's office. The sign on the outside says, "Closed for the evening. Please come back tomorrow morning."
It's not closed anymore.
Boom, through the door, foot through. Let's go.
Boom! You burst through, and you hear a horrible screeching noise coming from what probably is one of the surgery suites, you'd think, in the back of the building.
Okay, he's gonna move forward, but he is. I don't want to do this too long because we do need to wrap up. But he's gonna kind of be moving, but he's gonna kind of look to the other three, and he's gonna kind of say as they're kind of moving towards there, it's like, I'll end the life. You guys don't need to do that. I'll do the killing. Okay, just do the
'cause-
stabbing,
Yeah.
not the killing.
Sounds
Paz,
about right.
Paz, as Agent Anderson says that, you hear a whisper in the back of your head, and it feels like nails scraping down your spine.
Hot.
Would really be best, my love, if she gets away. You
I mean-
burst into the back room.
Paz doesn't say anything, but in her head, she's like, yeah, obviously.
Duh.
Lying.
When you burst into this back surgery suite, you see what was the doctor, Circe, seated in the middle of an elaborate pentagram, and being birthed of her body and soul is this horrible hag-like spider demon pulling itself out of the flesh of the doctor's body. Around her on the 5 cardinal points are 5 men alive, suspended from webbing, dangling by their feet in the hangman's position, causing a ward to surround the Joragumo. And it hisses and laughs and says, "You're far too late. You cannot get to me until I am ready to get to you." What do?
Just gonna charge in and stab it. Just gonna, even if if I'm just gonna bounce off it stupidly, then he's not gonna do that.
Well, as you come close, you feel growing pressure and heat on your body, and you recognize the effects of an incredibly powerful ward, and you're fairly certain you're not going to be able to get past it.
I want to
Okay,
read
I
a
would
bad.
like to draw my Fey dagger and cut loose the guys who are forming the ward. Just spin it round the room with a bit of magic and cut all of the threads trapping them to break the ward.
You throw your dagger, and it skips off of the ward and comes back to your hand.
I was gonna say, Aggie or Ben, whoever I'm referring to, do you want to maybe see if you could do a big magic and dispel it?
Yep.
Okay.
That looks like the next path.
Yeah, that's no bother.
I just seeing if I could cut the. Sorry,
No,
Aggie's
no,
just seeing
totally.
if she could cut the ward down.
Yeah, no, 100%.
first. But if that's not going to work, then we will absolutely brute force our way through this thing.
Yeah, no.
I will tell you this, Aggie. You know that breaking this ward is going to hurt. How much it's going to hurt, you're not sure, but you know it's going to hurt.
Yep.
But you do know the ritual to do it. So,
Billy, can you keep an eye on Aggie? If she needs any help with anything, just you're there and then, yeah?
Yeah. I was
you
going
see
to.
that the Joraguma is just pulling, blood and skin off of her and cleaning herself up, preening in anticipation of coming for you.
At your service.
Oh, sorry. Paz, I need you to watch my back. Anything goes wrong, you're going to be my shield, okay? I'll go in for the kill, because I know you don't like killing spiders. But
You're so pretty. Yes.
I know.
I've got your
you've
back.
got my back. Good. Okay.
We maybe
100%.
put her in a really big jar and then empty her into a different dimension somewhere
Sounds
else.
great to me. I would
Yeah,
absolutely
but
be here
do you
for
know
that.
Do you know the last time an agency had to get a jar that big? God.
Don't we have like a capture policy?
All right,
Not
it's
anymore.
big magic o'clock.
Yep. So it's the same as the normal magic. Oh, that looks good.
I'm so glad I bumped my weird because that's given me a 12.
Nice. Okay, so Aggie
Sweet.
screams out, and her magic just enfolds this ward, and it starts to just pull it apart, shattering it. And you hear the 5 men moaning, but they're clearly conscious. And on a 12 plus, Aggie, the magical backlash only causes 2 points of harm to you. But the ward is down, and the Joraguma looks up. She's like, "This cannot be!" And she begins to lurch out towards you. What do you do?
Well, Anderson's gonna attack with.
Can I
this,
try to discern her greatest desire at the moment?
to kill somebody?
Absolutely.
Fucking
Make a roll.
kill us.
All right. Actually, I'm off to a pretty good start. 6 and a 4 plus 3. That's a, what is that? That's a 13.
It's a 13. Okay. Her greatest desire is to escape here. And based on what you already know, you're fairly certain that her second greatest desire is to drink the soul of Serrano Rust.
I mean, can't do much about that here, but the getting out part I can help with.
Yeah. I'll say out of character, you can fuck up Agent Anderson if you do want her to get away. Nye is not going to be mad. Agent Anderson's going to be pissed.
Oh, but I
Nye won't
depend
be
on
mad.
Agent Anderson's goodwill. So, I might just get in the way like a clumsy little shit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be like, whoops, I dropped my sword. Oh, you fuck. Oh, that was the Achilles tendon.
No, it's going to be more like, I thought I saw her that way. Pushes
Okay, yeah, no
herself
bother.
into you,
All right. So
knocking you on the
HS's
floor.
Well, Anderson's going to roll tough.
Okay.
Oh,
And
please,
I'm
I could be a
probably
real-
going to interfere in whatever role this
Yeah,
is.
that's
So
no
what should I
bother.
be rolling?
So what we'll do is Agent Anderson is going to roll kick some ass.
Yeah.
Pat, you're going to roll act under pressure, and we'll compare the results.
Sounds like a deal.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's a 12 for me.
It's actually a bad roll. Fuck! That's a 5 and a 2 with my cool. Jesus. I got a
Okay, so,
7.
Paz lurches towards you, but Agent Anderson, I mean, you're in full combat mode now, and I mean, you spring like the superhero who sprung from a second-story building, and you lunge, striking her deep in the chest with this blade. The blade does 4 harm magic, and since you got a 12 plus, you don't take any damage yourself.
Nope.
And she screams, and her jaws distend, and these mandibles come out, and her arms try to reach around you. Aggie, Billy, you see
I'm gonna
Paz
blow one of
skid
her arms
across
off.
the floor. Aggie, give me some give me some magic then.
Much lower. 8.
An 8. Okay, on a 7 and 9, it works imperfectly. So you get the effect that you want, but you get a glitch. And the glitch is because she's such a magical being, part of your magic feeds back on you, and you take 1 point of harm. But how much harm do you do to her?
That does 3 harm to her,
Okay.
and I am now unstable.
Okay, so Aggie's looking pretty rough. The black veins are pulsing through her face, and her eyes are sort of bleeding black ichor, but she's still on her feet. The creature looks horribly wounded, but not as wounded as you would hope it to be as we come to Billy. Billy Shears, the man, the myth, the legend.
You can do this. Whatever it is you're going to do.
I guess I got to attack it. That seems like the most sensible thing is what we're all going for.
This
You
is
could protect someone else. So you could act to block its attack on another person if you wanted to, instead of attacking if you think that would be more
I have a feel
Billy's
this thing
jam.
does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I really don't want Billy to jump in the way of the leg and go, oh no.
Who does it look like it's going for? Does it look like?
Oh, it looks like, I mean, Agent Anderson is right with a sword in its chest, and
Yeah.
its spidery legs are coming around, and its talons are coming
If it was
down.
going for Aggie or Paz, I think Billy would go for the protect. But Agent Anderson's probably well equipped. So yeah, Billy's gonna run sliding in with a
I don't
sword,
like that Pat smile. That's a scary Pat smile.
I know.
Why are you smiling like?
kick
Give me
some
a
Because
kiss.
he
ass.
said
ass.
that Agent Anderson was well equipped.
Oh, 10.
Oh, no.
11 minus 1. Got a 10.
10 in total.
Double.
All right. So with a 10, you get to choose an extra effect.
Oh,
You get an advantage, take 1 + 1 forward, inflict +1 harm, or suffer less harm yourself.
am I going to suffer any harm on a 10?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
suffer 1 less harm, please.
Okay. Okay. So you slide in under this creature and your sword goes up into its abdomen and you pull across and 2 of its legs come down and graze your sides as you slide past.
I forgot it's got 8
Uh,
legs.
You do horrible harm to it and you only take 4 harm.
Oh,
Oh!
As you slide through and it rakes open your sides, and you're pretty sure your bruised ribs are now broken on both sides. Its body collapses and then slowly discorporates.
You're fucking kidding me.
And you hear, Paz, in the back of your mind, I'm so very disappointed in you, my darling. Roll me a weird.
Yeah, she's not great at that. That was a 5 though, and 3 minus 1 is
7.
7. Yeah.
Okay. You feel your patron, your lover, pull back a little bit from you. So mark 1 off of your relationship status track as she begins to lose a little faith in your commitment to her birth. But
Oh no.
you have killed the Jorogumo. You have protected Serrano Rust. And you've cleansed this town of a birth that would lead to Granny Longlegs coming into the world. You've all done well. Billy and Aggie are in terrible, terrible, terrible shape and may
Yep.
need a hospital immediately. But you are in a doctor's office, and, well, there is a CDC doctor in town, so you may be okay. And with that,
So much.
we will fade to black as the team kill the Jorogumo, and I will let everybody go to bed.
Tidying up is someone else's problem.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. I know we ran
Holy
long,
shit.
but I hope you enjoyed the mystery. I hope the players enjoyed the mystery. I hope the audience enjoyed the mystery. And I thank you all for walking along with me. Please, if you're watching this live, go check it out on YouTube when you get a chance. Like, subscribe, and comment if you can. It really helps out with Garblag Games on some kind of, magic behind the scenes YouTube voodoo, but it is important. I'll quickly go through what we've got going on next week. Next Tuesday at 9 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Pete is going to run some more Roads and Ruins, his Hexploration Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign in the World Mountain settings. On Wednesday, I believe Ben will be starting our Wrath and Glory game with some character creation.
Yep.
Thursday, we'll be back on the road to Rivendell with The One Ring at 9 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, with Lewis running us on what I'm sure will be an uneventful trip. Then Thursday night for North America, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, while everybody in Europe and Great Britain are asleep, we will be starting our playthrough of the Starfinder Adventure Path Horizons of the Vast. The following week, we're going to be going back to Achtung Cthulhu, and we're going to be alternating because we all loved Achtung Cthulhu so much. The next week, I assume we're going to be back with Monsters.
No, next
week is
Warhammer.
That's right. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We'll be back with the second session of The Enemy Within. That's been us tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming along for the ride, and we look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Have a good night.